What's the expensive guitar?
Here we go.
Grab the red one.
No, don't touch the fucking.
Get the red guitar! Red guitar!
Tambourine, bro. Tambourine. And percussion for you only. Ibanez.
Are we rolling?
There's not a
Ibanez?
fucking
Are we
Ibanez
rolling?
within fucking 10 miles of this place. Fucking Ibanez.
Why are we not rolling? Say it. Make my OCD go.
We're
Say
rolling.
Thank you.
Dig it.
Lord of mercy.
Ibanez.
Follow me now. My name is Vinnie Paz. You're listening to the Broad Street Breakdown, episode number
15.
15. 15 of them things. We're lucky, boys. We're lucky to be around for 15 episodes. I think.
We ain't fucking around, man.
Well, I mean, the show that gets half a season, it's 12 episodes, and then they get canceled.
Sometimes 12 episodes is a full season.
So we've already.
Then they switch out the lead actor with somebody you never saw before.
Yeah, well,
We're
if it's
supposed to
HBO,
assume
it's a 10-episode season.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger tonight.
Yeah. Where will we end up?
Who kills Gavin?
I got a hanger for you right here, pal.
Broad Street Breakdown is brought to you by Crescent Street Tattoo, 4371 Crescent Street, Philadelphia, PA 19127. Facebook.com/Crescent Street Tattoo. Go like us on there. IG Crescent Street Tattoo. Email crescentstreettattoo@gmail.com. Or you can go to crescentstreettattoo.com. Check all the work there. It's also being brought to you by No Slam Dancing, No Stage Diving, No Spikes, and Oral History of the Legendary City Gardens.
I like that dramatic pause.
Written by Stevie Puerto Rico and Amy Yates Wolfing. Go cop that in non-existent stores. we will be.
It's in small independent
virtual
bookstores.
stores everywhere.
Yeah, virtual stores.
Nobody
everywhere,
goes to stores anyway. We'll get to that.
which we will touch on later. Yeah, so Scott Stallone, what's the word, Pops? You're busy. Busy is a big,
I'm
right?
busy fixing that fucking air conditioning.
Hey!
That's for one.
Yeah,
Wow.
this guy's on
I'm so mad at the heat in
We're
here.
real hot in here. It's not
I'm gonna take my pants off in a minute.
Jesus.
I'm doing
makes-
this in my boxers right
Look,
now.
You don't understand. It's a process. If it's cold in here, the records don't come out right.
Yada,
when it's
yada,
fucking hot,
yada.
and it is, shit just fucking comes out just hot.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm trying.
If I may quote the Two Live Jews, oy vey, it's a sauna in here.
Yeah, it's so humid. It's like a sauna in here.
There you go.
It's so humid. It's so humid. It's so humid. It's like a sauna in here.
This does not bode well for the rest of the episode.
Was
Yeah,
proper.
we're doomed.
Lot of mercy. Follow me, Scott, so you're staying busy, I mean, just working on things or things you want to say? Or
Things and stuff.
Yeah, I got a couple things. I could talk about. I got
Couple 2-3 things.
I know I mentioned this Danny Brown documentary, and now it's really, really coming together, real hot. And Paul Rosenberg's behind it.
Word. What up, Rosenberg?
What up? They got a big screening in the middle of May, end of May. And it's like Vice is going to show up and MTV Films, and it's a big fucking big
So it's a big to
already.
do. That's
Yeah.
real. That's real.
Yeah.
They need to do a documentary on me.
Yeah, well, I told them that.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? Try, you know what I mean?
I'm trying.
How about the little guy, man? How about the little man?
I feel you. So that and assorted other things, I'll probably save a couple things for next week when it's probably going to be slow.
All right. Yeah, all right. Well, so moving on to the bouffant himself.
That hair is fucking spectacular.
It's gorgeous. It's really.
I'm feeling a little something
It's
over
a
here.
gorgeous bouffant.
Yeah.
His name, y'all might know him as P. Jiggy, a.k.a. Pablo, a.k.a. Professor Pablo. What's the word?
AKA Private Pablo, reporting for duty, sir.
Wow. Well, I mean, what was that?
That's the Beachbody gimmick I'm doing now.
There was a
22-minute hardcore.
You didn't
We
see
get
the
down,
salute?
down and dirty.
Yo, man, this guy don't look no different than when he put over
Not
that.
a lick.
I look at you and I think,
If I
beach
took
something.
beach whale,
Beach ball.
if I got down to my skivvies,
I mean,
You would
nobody
see-
want that, babe.
I'm just happy he said skivvies this week and not skeevies.
Right.
okay, the weight I haven't lost that much of.
you're gonna get it wrong.
But the problem is that I'm turning the fat into muscle.
Yo,
That's
man,
what's going on.
It's not what you're like 0%. You're like 0% muscle, man. You're a lot of things.
Can I just say the general consensus of the last episode, best line of the entire show, perhaps even the entire podcast, Jackie Brown saying, "When you lost in weight, you gained back in hair."
Yeah, that's why I wasn't mad at that at all.
My follicles are shiny. I agree. It's because I'm drinking all them protein shakes. That's what's fucking.
You're drinking some kind of protein.
You're drinking protein.
I've been drinking this much protein since Sicko and I spent a weekend in Provincetown.
Look, man, fools throughout history.
P-Town, man.
Good time.
You know,
T-Town.
The gimmick.
Up in
Yeah.
See, I
What's it called? Did
It's a
Vice
Cape
do
Cod
something on it?
It's a whole community.
It's a thing.
Sailor Steve knows all about that.
So speaking of Sailor Steve, how you doing?
You know what? From now on, the intros, I need to go before him because I can't follow the shit that he comes
That's-
up.
that's true.
Like, I got nothing to report. I did spend the day hanging out at Crescent Street Tattoo, working the floor with Miss Jackie Brown, filling in.
Literally, like you're mopping.
Sweeping floors.
That fucking floor better be spick and fucking span.
It's all right. I dealt with some crazy folks. It was nice. It was a good day.
Not really. I want to hear about that. Crazier than you.
The OG Gavin, Wagwan soldier. I know what I know Wagwan. He was texting me
MOTP.
yesterday. What Sheiky Baby said is he's gonna suplex the Wednesday, and it was like 7 a.m. and Gavin's like, this day's fucked already. I'm like, yeah, all right, man. Like, let's have at it. So, with that said, well, I mean, I know the deal. I don't know if Pablo and Sicko and I mean, the people.
I just know he's mad. That's all I know.
Well, but he's always mad, so you got to tell him. Tell us why.
For the evening, what's the mood scale meter at? We need a check here.
right now.
Right now.
6.2.
Oh,
It's high.
after the story, I bet it's going
I
to be an
think
8.
it's low.
Wait till he
Wait,
tells the
I
story.
thought the higher
Vinnie-
numbers meant worse mood.
No,
it does.
10 is the best mood.
No, I thought it was
10 means he's going to kill somebody.
10 means he's seeing red.
Right.
Oh, then I don't understand this game.
Yeah, I don't either.
Go.
You seem like you're at like a 2 or 3.
You seem fine right now.
So
Nah, he's all charged up.
I'm not charged up, but I'm not thrilled either.
That'd be a 5.
That's a 5.
That's
That's
a
a
meds.
6.2.
All right, man. Whatever you want to. Whatever gets you through the day, man.
I wake up yesterday at 7:25 a.m. Usually I'm leaving the house at 7:30 a.m. to take my children to school.
So you run a little late.
Fucking snooze.
Snooze, and Leiden had to get me twice. The second time he came, he's like, yo, are we going today? Like, is it...
Does he have permission
I'm
to
like,
like slap
fuck.
the face if you really are dead?
He's the designated one to come up and take care of business. Because Xavier's like...
I won't go to
fuck
school.
it,
I'm
like
cool.
it is what it is. I'm sitting here on the couch
He's
until
back
it's
on
fucking
Super
whatever.
NES. Yeah.
Kaylee goes back to sleep on the couch until I tell her it's time to get up. So Line's the one who takes care of the business and then comes up and says, "Yo, whatever." 7:25. Rush around, make a cup of coffee because I can't fucking see straight because my sleep is so fucked up right
This is
now.
what we're dealing with now, the both of us. Also,
it's
you didn't
bad.
tell me this part. You know that, right?
Which part? This part I'm telling
The
you.
late gimmick.
Oh yeah, 7:25.
No, you told me, you hit me, this is fucked, and then told me what you're about to say.
Yeah. Walk
How
downstairs
dare you leave this out?
to make my cup of coffee because I can't even fucking see straight. So
You
I got
have
to
to
drink
have it.
half a cup to even drive them to school. Kaylee's glasses broke because she fell asleep on the couch with them on. Oh. So now Kaylee's glasses are broke and I'm already, now it's 20 to fucking 8.
Did she do the masking tape gimmick?
We couldn't do it because the arm was so fucked. So she had to go through the day without whatever.
Damn.
So I'm barely dressed to take them to school. Like I got basketball shorts on and like half a white beater and like
Did you
know
do
what
the
I mean?
robe gimmick?
Like I don't know what I wore. Like I have very little memory of
Cholo gimmick,
yesterday
cholo
morning.
gimmick.
Your hair was a mess.
Kinda. Like yeah, exactly.
Somebody
So,
needed to take a picture of that.
you should see some of the outfits I
I know.
take them to school.
I want the world to see.
So, take him to school, talk to Kaylee's teacher, like, listen, she can't see, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to handle it after school. In my mind, there's 2 things that I hate doing with the kids. One is the eyeglass place. Fucking hate this place. 2 is the kids' doctor. Hate doing the doctor thing with the kids, but the glasses place is number 1. That I
Why?
hate.
What's wrong with the glasses?
It's hot in there. It's
it's a
uncomfortable in there.
specific place.
Yes.
Is it called Foundstown Eye?
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
It's hot in there. It's super uncomfortable. It's everything that's wrong with being in a
Because
place.
my gimmick is everything right. It's freezing cold.
Yep.
I go on hours where literally, with no exaggeration, I'm the only one there. I let my mom walk around while I'm doing the gimmick because I lure her with me by saying I'll take you out to dinner.
Beautiful.
Accompany me on this. So maybe you should come to my gimmick. We'll discuss later.
Cool B.
All right, Kubi?
Cool B.
Cool B.
Drive the kids to school, talk to the teacher, blah, blah, blah. Come home. All I can think about is I need to go back to bed for a little bit today. Like, that's all I can think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drive home. Fucking there's traffic on the way home for some reason, but I'm just like, I just got to get home, got to get home. Fucking pull up spot right in front of my house. I'm like, yes. Pull up in front of the house, get out of the car, shut the door, and I hear I'm like, the fuck is that? I thought it was from under the hood.
Or you thought it was me doing
Yeah. Right. Look down and put my hand next to the tire, and my tire's fucking leaking, like leaking.
Can you see what did it?
Well, I know it did it. I was driving down fucking Ellsworth and drove through.
What up, Uncle Jimmy?
Drove through a pile of broken into car glass, and I saw it too. I saw it too late,
Really?
and went right through it because I was half a fucking sleep. So I was like,
Around by the spot?
Yeah, the gimmick.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uncle
And I
Jimmy.
was like, fuck. But I was like, that's not gonna fucking. That's whatever. You know what I mean?
Not on this day.
Fuck. So it was that at that point it was 8:25. So all that bullshit happened in the course of an hour. Then I drove to the tire place and fucking whatever.
The one on Wash?
Yeah.
The place, the shit.
Best place ever.
In and out. cheap,
Ever.
Fucking the best.
New
Yeah,
tire
I
or
wish
fix
I
it
could put
flat?
it over.
They fixed it, or you could put a new tire on?
Either.
But
fix.
They patched it.
Yeah,
patched
yeah.
you
The
up?
fix is quick.
Yeah, they patched. Yeah, I was back home. That was 8:25. I was back home by 9:00.
The joint with the
When
cats.
my ex lived on
They
Broadway,
have
Washington,
cats.
I smashed my shit and it was fixed up in like 7 minutes.
Yeah, that place is official.
OG, cats. Right? The play with the cats in the window?
Well, it used to be there, but now it's across the street.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly.
They
Yep.
moved?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right across.
and they built a fucking beautiful new building.
Yes. It used to be that deal. Yeah.
I'm
the
going
fuck is
back
that?
years when they fixed my shit, so it was before.
Yeah, you probably had the cats. There was
Could
fucking
be.
cats
They're
everywhere.
probably putting
could be.
cats in the tire.
I wasn't worried about it.
maniacs.
I
That's
mean,
what they patched it with.
in the situation I was in at the time, I wasn't looking for cats.
Am I going to go to this tire place with cats or this one without cats? At 2 in the morning with a smashed car.
So besides that's the highlight of my week thus far. Besides the fight I had with the
Yo, I
cab
had
driver.
something fucked up happen like that. I guess it was a week and a half ago. So I bought a new car.
Yeah.
Car's 15 days old. Parking in front of the construction site.
Already.
That's
to my
on
house.
you. That's on you.
No, I mean,
There's
not a construction
South
site.
Philly. There's construction everywhere.
Seriously.
At all times.
You can't and I'm not talking street stuff. Motherfuckers are because it's in the middle of building up South Philly.
Yeah.
Tearing down houses, doing it. You can't
getting rid of the
fucking
row
go.
homes and building a
Yep.
block
Yep.
of 4.5
Yep.
story homes.
Yep.
With like whatever they call those that little house on top of the house,
Yep.
whatever the fuck that is.
Yep.
It's like a little house on top of that.
Yeah.
It's a little gimmick from my mom.
It's a fucking.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a mama.
It's fucking insane what's going on.
It's where you pit my mom.
But there's motherfuckers building shit every fucking block.
Yeah.
So you get a fucking
Oh, we got to
screw.
take Noni? Pit her up there.
That's where slot
You get a
stays.
screw or a fucking nail or fucking a hammer or a fucking whatever the fuck in your tire.
It's like a
A
fucking war zone.
temporary fence falls on your car.
Oh, come on.
Banging the dent and then broke the paint and
See,
then
the city should
scratched
pay for that, man.
the fucking glass. It's not the city. It's
yeah,
the
it's
fucking
like these
developers.
independent.
Well, somebody's
Right.
getting shot.
It's a
I
fucking
mean,
rich father and son.
Right.
The wayward son just came back into the fold after
Carry
being an
on
addict.
my wayward son.
And the father gave him some money to play with. And so he decided, I'm going to build some houses.
This is on
and
your
fuck some people's
Blizak?
cars up.
This is on your block?
Yeah, my block. And well, you know what? Remember when you were just like, yo, do you have the old ladies that sweep the streets?
Yeah.
I realized that I live in a little further south and a little further fucked than you.
Yeah.
It's more inbred where I live.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
It's like if it was Appalachia, it'd be the banjo player.
South Philly's weird,
I got
man.
the Italian kids playing accordion.
Yeah.
What's that song, Vin? What was that song?
What that is?
What did you just say?
Carry on my wayward son.
Kansas,
man. Dustin
Don't
is
you
fucking,
cry no more.
It's fucking weird.
It is weird. South Philly's bizarre, man.
Yeah,
South Philly's Kansas.
See, now,
Look, man, everybody calm down about South Philly.
I think you
Oh,
need,
I ain't hating. It's just fucking
It
bizarre.
is what it is.
Fine.
in the end, what do they call that in politics? Fair balance, or
Gerrymander?
whatever. Mike, I like that.
Filibuster.
In the interest of that, I think we should
Carpetbaggers?
We should also tell that life is not all about misery. We did have a good, fun night out very recently too.
Do you want to hear the cab driver story before I forget it, or
my
no?
bad. I didn't even know there was a
I'm
car.
just
I didn't
saying
know.
because I don't
Didn't even
need
know.
to. I tried to break a door off a cab
You don't say.
because the fucking
You?
guy.
I don't see that happen.
That's funny. I got into a cab without a door the other day.
Nah.
I get into a cab. Okay.
What the
See, taking the kids back and forth to school is warfare at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're doing construction. Imagine that on this one main way I go.
Of course.
So I had to loop around and park at 20th and South and jump in a cab to go the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I'm already angry
I was just
at that
saying,
statement.
already I got
You know what I'm
agita for
saying?
that.
Yeah, man, and I hate that area too.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was actually 21st and South. So
Oh, it's weird.
I'm kayfabing where I had to
Oh,
go.
it's a scene up
Yeah,
there.
it's
Yeah.
weird.
But you guys know the amount of blocks I had to go.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I get in the cab and this motherfucker turns on the meter and it's already at 375. We haven't moved.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's base fare.
oh. No, it ain't.
No,
Base fare is
$180.
$2. Yeah.
$2.20
Yep.
or something.
You goddamn right.
Yep.
This guy, look at the back, look at the gimmick on the back of the seat. It says the fucking base fare.
I thought it was like 3.
They're gimmicking the fucking machines.
I ain't
which
doubting you.
I ain't mad at that, but you ain't fucking working me.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? So I'm watching this fucking fair. I go the amount of time. We stopped 2 blocks from where I have to go. So we went a matter of like 6.5 blocks in like 4 minutes. This motherfucker's like $7.
Yeah.
I was like, you can suck $7 worth of my wang, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Here's a 5.
Yep.
Suck my dick.
Yep.
I'm getting out. I got out of the cab and tried to do the fucking break the door off, and it came back at me. So I slammed the fucking shit. Yeah, it was a whole scene, man.
I mean, I'm not.
And there was like 3 parents there, like, oh, and I'm like,
Me and Mrs.
exactly.
X actually had like almost the same exact thing with a cab, but he did the deal. We get in and we're going home. So we know from where we're at what it's going to cost. We've done it a million times.
Right.
He's like, he does I'm not putting the meter on. So what it cost you like $17, $20? I'm like, nah, it's like $8. Well, let's just call it 15. I'm like, nah,
let's call it 8.
it's going to be 5 now, or you could put on the meter.
Put the
And-
fucking meter on.
and he's like, no, meter's broke. I'm like, okay, then it's $5.
See, I don't care. Like, if the legit price of it was $20 for 5 blocks, like, I'm dead. Okay,
exactly,
it's $20.
exactly. In which case, put the
You
meter
ain't
on.
working me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, Scott, I'm telling you, man, this thing was on 380. I didn't move.
I got 2 words. Goober.
No doubt, but I'm on the street, like, and I'm in a pressure situation
Duress.
because I got all fucked
Under
up
duress.
with the thing.
I got
had to emergency park and get up there
I
before
got
my
you.
little ones were out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't got the
For
time for
anyone
the
who didn't
Uber.
know what Stallone just said by Goober, my mother thinks Uber is called Goober. I love that. Yeah, she's like, just call Goober with a serious face.
I like how none of us are even addressing that. We just know.
Exactly. That's why I feel like, let me just remind people that Stallone saying "goo."
Love the goober.
And I'm like, Uber's official all day. So, I think, the last show we did, I was sick. My voice was going, and then that's why that weekend I didn't go to the Sheer Terror show.
Yeah.
And you guys did.
And you missed a hell of a good time.
I know I did. And
Everybody was asking about
No,
you too. Everybody was showing love.
I haven't seen Paulie performing since I was a kid, and I love Jason, and I know Isaac and those guys were there. Isaac, what
Mr.
up?
Carter, Mr.
DMS, what
Carter.
up? Sheer Terror, what up?
He's a BSB alum.
Yes, absolutely.
Brick Wall Mike was showing us love. It was
y'all
great.
went down there. Y'all went
somewhere in Delaware.
Yeah,
Fucking hate Delaware.
Yeah, it's a horror scene.
It is.
As a state.
It's just.
I don't know why it exists as a place.
Because there's no sales tax. That's the only reason it's.
No, but Cheapo loves Delaware.
Yeah, that's his fucking Nirvana.
Well, the greatest thing about Pablo, it's everyone who listens, they know how cheap he is. At the peak of his, he used to go there to save sales tax. But let me explain though. And he would bring Stoop with him. They would have these gimmicks.
That's right.
The greatest thing is he would spend so much in gas and tolls to save like 40 cents that he thought he was beating the system.
It's the fucking psychological damage that's in his head.
It is. And I still, to this day, don't understand that, like, we're going to Delaware to blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, man, if I'm buying a TV, right? I'm just throwing this out there, hypothetically, and going there saves me $40. Do you know how much fucking $40 is worth me staying in Philadelphia and not going to Delaware?
Having it delivered?
Like, there's no, if you tell me this TV's $700 if you come to Delaware and snatch it, and then we bring it to your crib, it's $1,000. I'm like, put that $300 right on my head.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see it tomorrow.
I'm driving there every day. I did it. Me and Sicko did it a couple months ago. I'll break it down at the next podcast.
I mean, I get a free lunch out of it, so I don't care.
No, I mean, you're just
and the lunch is free, tax free. So stick it to you.
I can't, dude. I can't.
I'll pay for the convenience of not having to go somewhere.
That's what I just said. You're just basically giving a synopsis of what I just said.
Yeah,
I'll pay $1,000 to not deal with anything than the 700 clams to go there and deal with the bozo that's trying to sell it to me. I'm just like, click.
Loading it in your car yourself.
Get out of here, man.
Just the fact that you got to go into fucking Delaware.
That enough.
That alone
is not worth whatever money.
Love the first date.
But so we went into Delaware. We saw one of the greatest bands to ever exist.
This is true.
The pop of the night was, as we were leaving, we're saying goodbye. We're hanging outside. Jeff's saying goodbye to Paulie. I'm saying goodbye. And he's like, oh, Jeff turns. He goes, oh, by the way, did you meet my man Pablo? Paulie's like, oh, no. And he looks at him. He goes, oh, you're the cheap guy. And everybody went,
Fucking boy.
So for
best.
whatever reason,
Paul.
Pablo was the star of the night.
Reverend
People were
Paul, we
asking
love
to
you.
get pictures with him. And we got to shout out our boy Terrible. Because, I mean,
Love Terrible.
he's terrible. And
He killed
rules.
it that night too. He killed it that night.
Yeah.
I haven't seen when Gavin was at when we went to see Judge and World Be Free. Gavin was out front with Terrible when it was. I haven't seen Terrible since I'm like 15.
Oh, wow, that long?
Yeah. So it's
Terrible,
literally-
we love you.
So me and Terrible were sitting next to each other at the bar. He wouldn't recognize me, and I wouldn't recognize him.
He'd recognize
except for Gavin.
Right.
Hipping him. So,
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, saw a lot of old friends, a lot of people in the scene that fuck, I hadn't seen in 25,
Y'all said Isaac
30
was
years.
there. Isaac
was there. I'd actually never met him before in person.
Crown of Thorns, Stress the White Boy.
Our friend Stress introduced me to Isaac, and he couldn't have been nicer. The nicest guy.
Isaac, what up, kid? Yeah,
know.
I mean, some heads only come out for the Sheer Terror show that
Pretty
we
much,
haven't
yeah.
seen in forever.
Yeah, me.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
I was in a bad way, man. Like,
yeah, you were banged up last week.
I had a head cold. First of all, when I was on the plane from Vegas, it was like Asian toddlers that were coughing. Weird diseases on the
Birds
plane,
flying around in the cabin.
There was just weird shit, and I was just
Zeke flu or whatever fuck that shit's
Chicken's
called.
getting loose.
I was just fucked up. I told
Chickens on
Gavin
a plane.
even it was lingering.
Chickens on a plane. You fucking idiot.
It was lingering.
Get these motherfucking
Chickens off this
motherfucking.
There were lingering side effects, man. I was dizzy and shit from blowing my schnoz.
Yeah.
Blew my ears out. Like, my voice went, which never happens to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, historically speaking, my voice doesn't go. When everyone's on the tour, and everyone's voice is dead, I'm like,
You're still loud.
I'm
as
loud
fuck in
as
the room.
motherfucker in the tour bus.
You're all la la la.
Yeah, I'm like la 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 la. I don't even do them. I don't do them gimmicks. Ill Bill does them gimmicks.
You don't even do the
Sabat-
honey with the tea with honey shit.
I'm
nothing.
like, what? The people are like, yo, use this. I'm like, look, man.
It is
sounds
what
like,
it is.
It sounds like I swallowed nails.
Yeah.
And it's gonna sound like I swallowed
That's a
nails.
God-given gift,
Till
son.
I tap.
Don't fuck with it.
Pass me that goose.
Yeah. So. But you
I mean,
did.
not
you
the
missed
vodka,
a
the
wonderful
goose.
show.
No, I'm sure. I
Not
mean-
to rub it in, but we had the best time.
No, I mean, OG told me, and I felt shitty about it. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I was laid up.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like I look back and I'm like, yo, laziness prevented me from going.
Nah.
I wanted to be there, and I haven't seen them in so long. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm a Reverend Paul Mark. He knows it. I've told him a million times personally. You know what I'm saying? Not in a public forum. Like, how much that band meant to me at that time of my life. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, up
Apparently,
until
I say that a lot.
Let's
I
all
didn't know
use
that.
each other's
Terrible. That's for you, bro.
phrases.
up until well, typically all of us, we discuss the upcoming show and come up with ideas or lack thereof, and then we always what we're going to talk about, who died. And you mentioned to me that you said to someone, or someone said to you
I was
that
actually,
no one had passed away.
We were sitting in the shop. I was sitting with Jackie in the shop today, and we were just talking. I forget what we were even talking about. And I almost said, we were talking about the show, and I almost turned to her and said, yeah, this will be like the first show where, someone of significance hasn't passed.
You killed Prince.
I know, I'd never said
You
it out
son of a
loud.
bitch.
And she literally was looking on the computer. She's like, Prince died? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? So I get him on my phone. I'm looking, I'm like, okay, this person said it. He's an idiot. This person said it. They believe everything they fucking hear. And then I'm like, all right, when this shit happens, I go right to TMZ.
yeah.
That's the inside track to Sicko's Facebook of what he thinks of all of you.
you don't-
So you know.
The 4 people that I haven't hidden, because every person that's if you're friends with me on Facebook, I don't ever see your shit. You're hidden. The only people I see are the people in this room.
Sicko, he's a jerk
He's
off.
a jerk off. So anyway, I see it on the TMZ. And like,
TMZ's never wrong.
and they're never
No,
wrong.
they're not. Actually.
And like 2 things went through my mind immediately. First, my wife is going to be crushed. And she work an office job, so she don't be looking at her phone every 2 minutes. I'm going to be the one that tells her.
Yep.
And then I thought of our old friend John Staples, who's as much of
John
if,
T.
if not more of a Mark.
Staples, what up, kid?
What
yeah,
up?
Loves him.
So I just it freaked me that I was about to utter that statement to Jackie, and she's like, "Oh, Prince died," and then it just all kind of crashed out. So I called Mrs. X, and it was like telling someone a very close relative died. Like it was.
Did you guys know Prince?
It was a rough phone call that I had to make. She was
Why?
not feeling
Why?
it. No, so.
No, so.
I know. Well, when I mentioned it to my
When
mom,
you have no soul, things like that, like art and beauty, don't affect you. So I don't
That's
expect
true.
you
It is
to
true.
understand the feeling.
you just summed it up so well, because when it comes to that part of him, he's as much of a bot as
Absolutely.
as our
I mean,
bot-
exactly.
as Jan. Like, there's no
Absolutely.
connection to like
No.
to like art and
Nope.
what could make you upset. Just go. Just, things are things.
no effect on
None.
his well-being.
None.
Nothing. It means nothing to him.
You ain't gonna see me swimming in the Lake Manitoba anytime soon.
Manitoba.
All right, I pop for that. Manitoba.
My mom. So my mom has always loved Prince. If we're gonna discuss it, we'll talk about
Sure.
their effects on us and how that happened to me, because I had a whole thing about that. But my mom told me a funny story, and she's like, "Oh, you remember?" And now I vaguely remember, but I was mad young, like 6. My mom had always had a crush on Prince, and she's like, she had said, like, he's gorgeous when MTV first popped. And my pop was like, "Hey, you think this faggot's good looking? Good for you," and didn't talk to her for a week.
Good for you. He gave it a Beatle line.
Yeah, he did, but he predated Beat. So I was like, oh shit. She was like, I mean, that's how your father was though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, but I thought about, first off, I was crushed by it. But I also was thinking about how, because of my mom was a fan of Prince, because it wasn't, 1999 was a monster hit. And then when he became a part of pop culture was obviously Purple Rain. So you're talking about 84. But he came out, but the self-titled second album, which is brilliant, was 79.
Yes.
So my mom was a fan since then, you know what I mean?
Nice.
So I grew up with him, and I always would tell people that would ask me, when we get into music, deep aspects of music, and Scott Stallone and I have had this conversation, maybe going back longer than 15 years, and he knows I've said this to him probably 30 times. I always would repeat ad nauseum, the best two living musicians are Stevie Wonder and Prince. Now, what differentiates them is, from a talent aspect, nothing does.
Right.
But what differentiates them is we literally grew up with Prince.
And
Now, Stevie's best work, arguably, was done before I was born. Now, did I grow up with it because of my parents? Of course.
And because it's timeless and you'll hear it forever.
Of course. And if you put a gun to my head, I'd say Stevie Wonder is my favorite artist of all time. But I
am mad at that.
I feel that Prince is the most talented person, 1A and 1B with Stevie Wonder, that has ever lived. I defy someone that listens to our show to debate that.
I agree with that.
You're talking at 19, wrote, recorded, produced, played every instrument
18.
on his. That was the first record, was 18. So he was 20 when at the Prince record.
He
I
was
guess.
making the record when he was 18.
Yeah. So
And winning the argument to get full control.
well, that's
a whole other aspect.
But winning the argument in a way where they brought the executives into the studio and let him do a trial run while he was making this record, letting them witness his process.
If I can also
and
add,
halfway through the song, they were like, he's got full control.
if I can also add the fact that he was so brilliant of a songwriter, producer, that things that he was a virtuoso at got overlooked because he was so brilliant. And this guy's a guitar virtuoso.
Yeah.
This guy's one of the best guitar players.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I've seen him 3 times, okay? He is a piano virtuoso.
I agree.
He can sit at a fucking piano. He's played on jazz records.
No, I know. I trust
I
me,
mean,
man.
under his name, but stuff gets overlooked. He's there was a time where he would do a set. He would do a little segue in the middle of his concert, a stadium concert. Concert.
I mean, think of it, and let's talk about his ranges of vocals.
And it would be just him and a solo piano thing, and it would be fucking mind-blowing.
Let's talk about just taking Purple Rain. Let's talk about in 1984, a diminutive black man playing electrified rock and roll guitar in the age of synth pop.
That was only shocking to people outside of Minneapolis. You know what I mean? Like
I mean,
Minneapolis.
but that's a whole lot of fucking people being shocked by it.
Sure.
No, I mean, I'm just looking at my iPod, like Around the World in a Day, Controversy, Diamond and Pearls, Dirty Mind. That
That's
record,
my shit.
Dirty Mind is incredible
That
record,
is my shit.
but it wasn't a pop record, so I don't, that's before. That's still when they were marketing him to Black America.
The
to soul
first
and punk.
self-titled record was a series of quote-unquote demos.
Yeah, man. I
That's
mean,
still, like,
Dirty
tops
Mind
my
sounds
list.
like demos,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Parade, the self-titled, Purple Rain, Sign of the Times, 1999. I mean,
Sign of the Times is one of the greatest albums
I totally
in the
agree.
It's a
history
double
of
record,
music.
isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
There was a triple record when in his mind.
There's
and they
a
were
song
like,
on
look,
there-
man,
Yeah.
settle down, man.
There's a song.
Save something for next year.
Do you remember the ballad of Dorothy Parker? It fucking
God, yeah.
haunts me. The song "The Cross"
Cross I listened to today.
kills me.
Yeah.
That's the definitive Prince song for
Kills
me.
me.
Nice.
Because I
Two
can
fucking chords, and he kills me.
You can.
I wish Sean was
I
here
can
for
sit here
this.
and rattle off like however many hard funk songs that he did and whatever. But that song, The Cross, it was from the second I heard it, I was working at a shitty little record store and I got that record, and it was life-changing to me for some reason.
Yep.
That particular song.
Dude,
And how many people recognize that he wrote Nothing Compares to You?
Yeah. Right. If you say you don't feel Prince, you don't know Prince. Like
you don't understand music.
I agree. It's like not liking Stevie. It's
There's something
Still go through the catalog and find something that you fucking don't like. Don't find anything you don't relate to. I am not feeling you. You fucking.
There's something for
you're not human.
There's something for everybody.
You're not human.
Yo, just the opening lines of the song "Sign of the Times" is fucking heavy.
Yep.
I mean, he wrote Manic Monday for the Bengals.
Yeah.
This is a dude who was so much more talented than we can ever possibly articulate on this show, or that any of us are smart enough to articulate. I mean,
I don't think there's been language invented enough.
Scott's a multi-instrumentalist, so he can explain. I mean,
dude, the virtuosity.
Virtuoso.
I mean, he played the drums on those fucking records.
He played everything.
Yeah, he played everything. But it's remarkable. I mean, that Controversy EP. It was like. It wasn't like anything. It was, and it wasn't. It was new wave, but it was funk. It was R&B. It was fucking everything and nothing.
Then
like
let's remember the record that the Black album that he recorded and then scrapped. He was on some shit. Like, this record's got bad mojo.
Yeah, I remember.
This record's got voodoo around it, so that's why I'm not putting it out. Yeah, what?
I was working at Tower at the time, and that was a whole deal.
The whole deal. Yeah. And then he allowed them to put it out years later to get out of that deal, which leads me to him mentally. I don't want anyone writing us about what I'm about to say. His mentality was punk rock, because he was like, get me out of this fucking label, wrote Slave on his face,
right,
and was like, get me out of here, I want to take this to my own shit, write and record my own shit in my crib, distribute it myself.
I own my shit,
which led to us being able to create a label.
Yeah, I mean,
and independence, because the idea of it, when we were young and we were pursuing this music shit, or writing whatever we were doing, we knew of the machine.
Didn't he go, I own my masters, I'll license it to you?
Yeah, he was licensing, and then at one point he was completely doing everything. But I mean, that Paisley Park shit, once he got out of the Warner deal, and then just the fact that he thought there was voodoo around that record, there was just negative energy around that record. And I wrote a brilliant record that took a year and just goes, nah.
Well, that makes me think of something too. Pre-information / internet days, one of the cool things about artists you admire was you didn't know a lot about them. So there was always rumors that you really had no way to confirm, because again, no internet, nothing like that. But there were always these rumors that, you think you've heard the best of Prince? The man's got vaults of material that now it's common knowledge. Now, people talked about, but back then it was like some mythological shit.
That just makes me think, do you know what kind of fucking treasure trove they are going to fucking
find there, right? And depending on what he said, because he was so bright that whatever he said is going to be the fucking word.
Yeah.
If he says don't release this shit for 20, it's going to be some Salinger shit that's another topic for another day that you and I have discussed. In depth, though, we've talked about
absolutely.
It's
absolutely
true art and true artists, like Salinger being crazy enough to be like, when you find my shit, don't put it out for 50 years.
Burn it.
You got to be crazy, man.
Yep.
What if we find out it's going to happen over the next few months, maybe a year, when shit is settled? Because I don't know who's still alive. I don't know. I really don't know much about him in terms of his family or nuclear family. I know his parents were musicians, but not famous ones.
Right.
There was always a question of, obviously Prince is either he's black and Spanish or black and white. I don't even know what there was just this dude who you were like, is he straight or gay? Is he black or white? Is he? And nobody gave a fuck. And they still don't give a. This dude crossed every barrier or kicked it the fuck down.
And we haven't even gotten to the name, John.
Exactly.
Those motherfuckers took his name from him.
Right. But what Scott said, though, I am most intrigued by this treasure trove that exists at Paisley Park.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't. That's my answer. I can't can't. I can't imagine what's at Salinger's. What Salinger's kids have that he in his head thought sucked would probably change all of our lives.
It's got to be like a fat kid being led into fucking Willy Wonka's factory.
There's these artists
Sans
that
Oompa
we can
Loompas.
talk about that we love from different genres that we're dying to hear what is in that quote unquote vault. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not much, there were people alive to say, yo, there's not much Beatles shit that we did that didn't make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's not much Biggie shit that we don't know about.
Right.
Now.
Right now, there's none left. Unless somebody, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
As far as Big L, like, you know what I mean? Like, Lord Finesse is a good friend of mine. He's like, nah, man, what is done is done. Like, it is. There's not 200 songs. It's at an uncle's house. This is
first of all, there's not that many artists have come along that are that prodigious in their, output and what they've created.
No, absolutely. I mean, the only person that immediately comes to mind is Pac. He would basically be like, say I'm Pac and Scott's Johnny J. Like, yo, here's 10 grand. You're not sleeping for a week. Mm-hmm. And like dudes would nap, they would go on rotations. Pac would be like, if I'm sleeping, y'all better be in there. Let's go to the next beat. We got 100 beats, we doing 100 songs. You know what I'm saying? Like that when I tap, y'all aren't gonna be able to Tupac me because I'm not that prolific.
Oh, I got some shit. I
mean, it's gonna be you and Jan, like Tupac.
It might be a comedy record, but I got some shit.
Well, that's very much true. OG, you're being especially silent, but I know you were Prince fans.
No, you're covering everything, so I'm just letting you go.
Yeah, all right. Pablo, were you a fan?
Yeah, I like Prince. But
you're not gonna. You're not gonna.
I love all the classics, but I mean, the wifey had the MTV. They were playing it all day, every day.
He's
Prince
been dead like 12 hours, man, all day, every day.
They played Prince all day
for him,
and half of the stuff I was bored at.
You're a fucking jerk off. Now, I mean, him being like, yeah, he was cool. I wasn't mad at that. Now he's like, half of it I was bored at.
He's got no soul.
He doesn't. You are absolutely right.
Purple Rain. Just repeat that one every.
Come on, you didn't feel your first boob at a 7th grade dance to Purple Rain? Come on.
I love. That's what I'm saying. I love
he
Purple
just
Rain.
put it over.
I would die for you.
Yeah.
You didn't You didn't know how to do the little.
Be your lover. Can we talk about his range as a singer? Can we talk about?
If I was your girlfriend, I'm talking about breaking barriers.
How about when he covered that
over?
Foo Fighters record, dog?
Yeah,
that was amazing. I mean,
Starfish and Coffee.
He released a record fucking 6 months ago. It was part 2 of another record he had done.
Dog, he was essentially where they found when he passed. He was working on music, man. Like this dude took it there, man.
Yeah.
Like
I like how he made his he put his record over because he sold tickets to his concert, right? And
then sold a record with it, and that's what made it go platinum.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, insane.
He was the most brilliant thing ever. Part of your ticket on that musicology tour, whatever the price was, came with a copy of musicology, and he fucking figured out a way to have that sound stamp.
Yep.
So everyone that went to see him on the musicology tour bought an independent record and made an independent record go platinum.
Yeah,
I mean,
crazy.
Great point. Because, I mean, the dude was so far ahead of his time. He's calling major labels, slave masters way before that shit happened in rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit became like the cool thing in rap, at one point. And Prince was so far ahead of that.
Yeah, I don't even think people were riding with him on that. Like, yo, man, just show up and put another record out. Like, I think people
really. There was no one really co-signing that. Maybe punk rock kids, but their voices were.
I mean, their fans
and
were
I don't
like,
know how many punk rock kids listen to Prince,
right?
So there was never really like an outpouring of support for him being like, yo, this is a slave master relationship, because like you said, everyone was like, I'm trying to get a deal too.
Yeah, and the fans too were like, yeah, we don't care, dude. Just put another record
exactly,
out.
Man. And that shit.
We didn't want to know the insides.
Right, and it still happens now. Like, if I say, oh, why did you do that, or why did you do this, and I try to explain something, I realize I'm wasting my breath.
Everybody wants the sausage. They don't want to see how it's made.
Absolutely.
Why are you coming to Boise, Idaho to play the show? Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, now I have to either ignore this or explain the intricacies of the of the music business to this person, and this motherfucker just wore his heart on the sleeve the whole fucking time. That was a bad motherfucker, man. Let's not even mention all the bad bitches he. I mean, this motherfucker.
We could do a 4-hour show on just the women.
Yeah, I mean,
Shit.
so. I mean,
He fucked so many girls that he got bored of fucking girls.
Right. Gave wet ass.
He was like, I'm done.
I did the same thing when I was 16. Wow.
You didn't do nothing.
It was sort of a forced abstinence, but that's a different thing.
That's because of the log.
This dude, come on.
Sicko Slugger is what we call it.
Jesus, man.
Thank you very much.
You're not even talking about the real controversy.
Controversy.
The Chappelle,
Controversy.
the Chappelle curse.
Blouses.
First Rick James, now this is getting serious.
Rick James
It was
passing.
only 10 years ago.
It was 109 years ago that Rick James died. What kind of curse?
And Rick James passing really, I don't think, surprised anyone given
He was ready on the bounce back, man.
his lifestyle, and cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I mean, well,
We'll see.
I don't agree with the Chappelle curse, but I will say that the Prince Chappelle skit was like
pancakes,
like next fucking level genius. I mean, everyone has something. I mean, I could go on for years about his virtuosity as a guitar player. People that get put over, Joe Satriani would know how brilliant Prince was and talk about it. Yngwie, all these dudes would be like, yo, this dude's a shredder, even though he's a funk dude. So if there's anything you want to talk about,
I guess I just want to build on what you just said. Like, I know like industrial music heads. I know metal heads. I know hip hop heads, of course. I know like goth chicks. I know people from every corner of music, everybody who would associate with one subculture or another. Everybody puts over Prince. I don't know anybody who doesn't.
I agree with you. And if
Yep.
they
I don't know any other
they don't,
artists.
they're a sucker.
They don't know music.
I don't know
if they don't.
any other artist. Okay, maybe Bowie gets a similar. Maybe there's a couple others. But
No, it's a handful. It's a
Yeah.
handful.
Yeah.
No, my man.
maybe less than five.
My man
fingers.
Johnny.
Prince crossed genres and generations.
Yeah.
Well, when your talent is that, it's so undeniable, that level of talent.
But you could appreciate somebody. Oh yeah, like let's say you're goth and you're thinking, oh yeah, well I appreciate Miles Davis because everybody else says he's a genius, and
Right, but
obviously
they
he's a
don't
genius.
understand why.
But Prince wrote shit for you,
I agree.
whoever you are, whatever corner of this earth you occupy. He wrote some shit that you can fucking.
Dog, my man
attach
Johnny
him.
Voorhees, what up, Johnny? He's a drummer in a death metal band.
There you go.
And his post was putting Prince over, and not in any way like discussing metal or anything, just talking about how brilliant he was and that how he will be missed, and like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because he understood that, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
do.
that's how I feel. I feel like the way you do, like, you basically a sucker if you don't understand how ill Prince was.
I can't fuck with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a couple acts that are like that, historically speaking.
That's like people who fucking say they can't feel the Beatles, or they just don't do anything. Then you have no business.
Take a walk.
listening to music.
Just take a walk.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else, man. Go that away.
that away. Go walk into the ocean.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just, for me to say R.I.P. or something, I mean, the guy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trite.
The
There's no way to-
influence-
It is. It's trite.
I think the mark of the genius has been felt and will be felt down the line in the widespread influence he will have over other musicians, over other artists. Like we already know that there's an entire, at least one, if not two or three generations directly inspired by him.
I mean, you're going into 3 because you're talking
Right.
about 77,
Right.
79, 81.
Right.
I mean, people were just being born then. You're talking about a dude who, I mean, yo, man, this dude was like, yo, I'll do the Batman soundtrack and
Yeah.
make that shit hot.
Yep.
Like, that level of brilliance transcends all of this.
Yep.
There's people that are influenced by him that don't know they're influenced by him.
Exactly.
And I mean that in the truest sense of the word, man, because there are people that might not even be aware. I'm going down to weird shit like the way he dressed and shit, man. And doors he opened up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But his was the type of influence that he could have on somebody, but there'll never be somebody who can fully encapsulate all of the things that he's done. Like, yeah, you've been influenced by Prince and you're adopting, let's say, one small period of his career.
Man.
You know, okay, maybe I'm doing the purple 80s period or whatever the fuck it was, maybe the Raspberry Beret shit.
Right.
You know, okay, somebody might say,
One of the
oh my
best songs
God,
ever.
I agree. Oh, wow, you sound like you're the next Prince. Well, no, you're fucking not. You sound like
This era Prince.
Era of Prince.
Right.
Yeah, not-
you don't do the whole thing.
Exactly, man. I mean, that's sort of the thing with the Beatles. Look at 64 Beatles,
Right.
Oh,
and look
yeah.
at 70 Beatles.
It's not
in
even-
6
it's
years.
not even the same band.
You look at the Brian Wilson. Look
I
at real
remember when
real brilliance and
Yeah.
how it moves and how it navigates itself.
this may not be an exact thing, but I remember when D'Angelo was getting like Stevie and Prince
Comparisons. Yeah, I mean,
And
I like D'Angelo,
believe
but I was
me,
offended by them.
well, I mean, the comparison maybe, but I thought D'Angelo, and still is, a fucking genius. Like, he's great, but prolific. I mean, the amount of
What does he
stuff.
have? What is he?
for
It's
three
records in
I think
21 years.
Right, exactly. So you got to go, okay, I fucking like everything he's done, but he's done 5%.
Dog, if I
of
did
what
3 records
Prince
in
has
21
done.
years, you might be comparing me with the best too.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if I could mash all of my best shit into 3 records over 20 years,
Yeah.
you be saying this shit of I love that
Right.
that not newest record. I thought it was brilliant.
Right. And I'm a fan of those D'Angelo records.
No, I'm a fan.
I know
saying,
you
I'm,
are too.
I'm saying I'm a fan.
Right.
But I'm like, everybody got to settle down with
Yeah.
comparisons to legends.
Yeah.
That just, I feel like it's disrespectful to the legacy of who. I'm not
Absolutely.
talking about just D'Angelo. I'm talking about anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, this rapper sounds like da-da-da. I'm like, yo, did he do 30 years? You know what I mean? Oh, it reminds me of LL. I'm like,
Right.
so you're talking about, well, LL's 84, 85. So you're talking 22 years?
I guess that's what I was
Of a
saying. I
career?
was starting to think like, oh, maybe that's just a product of what we're left with in the industry is with people have to make
And
comparisons.
think of what the
Yeah.
Beatles
Things
did in the
that were
short
great.
time, dog. You're talking about being prolific.
Yeah.
What they did at Abbey Road in what, a 6-year period?
Yeah.
Because the record that came out, they were broken up for 2 years by the time Abbey Road came out.
Right.
Or Let It Be. They weren't even talking, man. They were recording the next records.
Yep.
Harrison was working on All Things Shall Pass. You're talking about dudes who were just brilliant minds, man. Yeah, I mean, we all have admitted we could go all night on this, but somebody else passed away, not nearly as famous, in certain ways, much more tragic. The female wrestler Chyna. So I'm gonna let OG set it up, I guess, because we talked in depth before she passed. That's why I think we're good to talk about it, about how we just felt bad for her, the spiraling out of control.
Well, she had been putting out videos in the last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, like diary videos.
Right.
And it was pretty clear that she wasn't well. And it's been pretty known that she wasn't in the best shape mentally and emotionally. And, you know, I don't know what, you know, I think she had some pretty heavy demons. And I think some of that was some substance abuse and you know, things like that. So I wouldn't say it's a surprise that it happened, but it's definitely a tragic story. You know, I can never say I was a fan. I don't love that era of wrestling. I'm not a huge mark for the Attitude Era. I'm not. I like some of it. I thought was brilliant,
thing?
but yeah. Like when
The Rock, Stone Cold, when
That's
they
what you
were
call
huge.
it? That's the
That's
thing?
that's what it was called,
I
yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
And I think that there were some moments of brilliance in that, but I don't put it over the way some people do. Some people live and die by that time period, and I don't.
It produced a lot of personalities.
Absolutely, and it was at a period where wrestling was at a huge peak, and it had crossed over into mainstream culture again.
Right.
It had done it the first time with Hogan in that run. This was the second time, and it was drawing even bigger numbers than Hogan did.
It's for Gavin and I, I'm not talking about everyone that's listening. For Gavin and I, it's a little bit of revisionist history.
Yep.
Like, this is the best time ever. And I'm like, wow, I mean, there was some amazing shit, but like, if you watch a 3-hour show, like, it's 2.5 hours of it's the shits.
Yeah.
Rocky came out, brilliant. Stone Cold, brilliant. Anti-hero. Vince, brilliant at that time.
Foley, brilliant.
Right.
There was like,
and then go down, like,
right. It was a lot of filler.
Like
But
mid-card
people
shit.
look back on stuff with through rose-colored glasses. You know,
we're guilty of that.
Well,
Now,
people
of course,
trying to adopt
the problem
some kind of something that would get them over, and it would just be falling flat.
Well, the problem is that we're older now, even older than we were then, and a lot of kids who grew up on that are now in their 20s and whatever, and they look back on that fondly the way we look back on certain things, you know, and we were able to see it in a different way than some people. But anyway, Chyna was wrapped up in that whole thing, so I can't say I was a fan of her work, but she seemed like a very genuine, nice person who got wrapped up in some really bad shit. And
Can you, like, I don't know anything about her. Can you kind of give a synopsis, if you will?
First off, she was massively built. Whether it was mixed with roids or whether it was natural, at this point I'm talking. I mean, she definitely did steroids. They all admitted it. That's not me, like, shitting on her. They really pushed her where she was like for a good run, right? OG, like, wrestling dudes.
She
had the Intercontinental strap.
I was just going to say, exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, she was, as a physical specimen, didn't look...
She was a draw, too. She was, I mean, we're talking like Austin Rock, Foley, you know, those main dudes, and then she was right
DX,
below that.
like, right there. Like,
and Chyna was a draw. She was over huge for a period of time. Huge.
Yeah, like monster pops. Like, I mean, like I said, like I didn't think she was a worker. That's not like, you know what I'm saying? Then you get drawn down the whole line of like, I don't like female workers and blah 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 blah. Because I typically don't.
What was it about her then?
She was literally like fucking jacked.
I mean, this was
physical
before,
specimen.
like a fit. They called her the 9th wonder of the world or 8th wonder of the world. Or
and this was
whatever.
before the era of actually having divas and actually like quote unquote hot girls wrestling. So she was in there with the big boys.
Right.
Dog, she was a
separate,
fucking cannon, dog.
Right.
Like fucking shredded to the gills.
Jeez.
Like that was a big bitch.
And she was with Triple H at the time, right? So
she was in
probably
a
helping out her
relationship.
career.
She was in a relationship with Hunter. Well, all right.
Yeah, let's go down this road a little bit.
This is the story.
This is what I was asking about.
Obviously, we don't know what really happened, but this is the story that is
What
this is the
happened
accepted story. Hunter was with Chyna for a long period of time. During that relationship, he started to see Stephanie on the sly. He started his relationship with Stephanie, and the word is that the company in general ousted Chyna. That seems to be the beginning of her decline, with whether it was through substance abuse or mental issues or whatever she was dealing with.
Both, I think.
Yeah. A lot of people on Twitter and whatever are talking shit about the company and talking shit about Triple H and Stephanie because they all sent tweets out saying, you know, whatever. But my thing is, man, you can't shit on that because that was personal business. Like,
exactly.
Shit happens, man. It just so happens that it happened in that environment, and all these smarky fuck fans think they're entitled to have some opinion about these people's personal lives. And, you know, not for nothing, like, shit happens, man. Everybody in this room has done shit that's kind of fucking whatever in your personal life. You know what I mean? And that's what that happened to be. He started a relationship with somebody else. It got fucking weird. It got whatever. They had the break. You know, he broke up with Chyna, and she had to leave the company. Stephanie's the fucking owner's daughter. Like that's That's the way business works, man. So you can't shit on people for dealing with their personal issues in an environment where people feel entitled to fucking have an opinion.
Are you saying people on the internet are sticking their nose into someplace they don't belong?
Stephanie tweeted out. Yeah, exactly.
What?
Stephanie tweeted out about an hour after the word got out, and she said, we're saddened by this loss and blah 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 blah.
And people lost their shit.
Yeah, and then Hunter,
this is disingenuous because y'all are the reason.
Yeah,
that I'm like, nobody the reason that this happened other than her.
You weren't there, motherfuckers. You weren't there. You weren't involved in it. You don't know anything about anything other than what you're told.
Several people have left the industry and had awesome careers. More than not, you don't.
Bro, if she turned into a superstar like The Rock, would everyone be saying you're the reason of her death?
Right.
No, like you couldn't handle shit for whatever reason. That's fucked up. I can't handle some shit either. For whatever reason, she went to a dark place, but you can't put it on them.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna send this out to all the fucking smarks who think they have a fucking opinion.
It's
right here and now. Like, that was people's personal fucking business, man. And you know something? I hate to tell you guys, but there's times where shit is bigger than wrestling. And somebody who you may have heat with fucking dies. Like, you don't know what your feelings are going to be on that. You don't know what the fuck, how you're going to feel about that. You may very well feel fucking sorry about it or fucking upset in some way or whatever, even if you didn't get along with this person. When Malcolm McLaren died, John Lydon came out and was like, you know what, man? I miss this guy as a person being here on Earth. I miss jousting with him. I missed having an enemy. And I miss the time we spent together and the time we fucking didn't get along. Like, you can't wrap your head around that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to get your fucking shit together, man.
I don't know. Yeah, respect.
I put out a little R.I.P. Malcolm McLaren just to see who would fucking reply. And, like, from my perspective,
when he died, Scott,
you don't know what would have happened if he wasn't in the mix. You don't know what would happen if he hadn't.
Well, I mean, I could go on for an hour about why I don't think McLaren was important on any level, and I can prove it to you. But and I can prove it 10 times over. But not saying you, but proving that argument 10 times over. But when he died, everybody was waiting for Lydon to make a statement.
Yep.
He came out pretty soon after, like within the same day, and said, you know what? I'm not doing what you guys all want me to do. I'm not doing that because this guy at some point was a part of my life and I value life.
Right.
And I miss him being here. I miss fighting with him. I miss this, that, and the other thing.
Well, that's
the class move.
He's on the inside. That's us looking in from the outside.
Exactly. So anybody who's got an opinion of what Johnny Rotten should have said or what Stephanie should or shouldn't say, or what Helmsley should or shouldn't say, or the company shouldn't say, can go fuck yourselves, man, because you didn't live that. You don't know. You didn't live it. And wrestling don't matter. I hate to tell her, you fucking smart motherfuckers out there, but wrestling don't matter. This is real life. This troubled woman at 45 years old is dead, and you motherfuckers got an opinion on Twitter. Fuck you. Fuck you all day long. And I'm on Twitter, so hit me up. You got something to say about it. Fuck off.
I wanted to. I'd seen something of her, and at Piper's funeral, like she went over to Hunter and embraced him, and they deaded everything. So to me, that's even more. A little bit for the smarky motherfuckers, that's even more like, yo, man, shut the fuck up because you don't know.
They all think they fucking know.
But what I'm saying is she basically was like, I gave him a hug, and I'm not going to get into what was discussed in that little 20-second.
Nobody's going to sit here and say that Chyna wasn't troubled and fucked up.
No.
She said a ton of fucked up stuff. But
No, I'm saying that when Roddy passed, they might add a 20-second little gimmick where he said it's okay. That's two words or two syllables. Three. It's okay. 3 syllables. And that was, for them, that was it. So these marks don't know. I'm not talking about her being we know that. I mean, she slid down when she was on Howard Stern. She was
out of her mind.
Well,
not even speaking, barely, like it was sounded like she was speaking in tongues. She lost her shit.
Not too long ago, within the last year or two, she was on what's those two dudes who were competition for
Opie and Anthony?
Yes. And
Because she did this shit with Dr. Drew, the rehab, the celebrity.
Yeah, this is after that. This is in the last year, maybe year and a half. She was on there, and she was making these sort of claims about certain things that went on during her relationship with the X-Pac and the fucking this and that. And X-Pac went on the show and said to her, this didn't happen. Like, I'm telling you now, this didn't happen. So you got two, at the time, troubled people who were also workers in the business, so you never know what the fuck's what.
You're mixing drugs, alcohol, and work.
Right. So you never know what the real fucking story is. So you can't have an opinion on people's fucking lives when you don't even know the fucking story is the point of this whole thing.
It is.
And it's sad when people fucking, when you see people who are fucked up and ultimately it's not shocking, but it's still upsetting on some level. And again, this is coming from somebody who I wasn't a fan necessarily. It wasn't that I wasn't a fan. I just didn't care about what she was doing.
No, I mean, for me, like I wasn't a fan. There's people that you and I hate. Like when they pass, I'm not saying nothing about. I didn't hate her for any reason.
Right.
And then after she was done with them, I found myself being more. Not of a fan, but definitely sympathetic.
Absolutely.
After she went on Howard Stern, there would just be these horror stories of this poor girl, and what I saw of her, like on the VH1 reality, she just seemed like a genuinely nice person with a big heart.
Go read Foley's post about her today if you want to get an inside sort of track of what kind of person she was. That's all I'll say about that.
Well, I mean, I guess moving on from people that passed away is, I don't really have a way to do it naturally. We had talked before. Sicko brought it up to me, or it might have been Pablo.
You're gonna follow an up-tempo number with a death dedication.
Goddamn death dedication from an up-tempo number.
When we do that, we should put it on.
Join us next week at 2.
Will the man pass for that?
Is Don on the phone? Nah, we can use that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Fucking ponderous. Man.
Ponderous.
I still don't think I don't think that works.
No, it doesn't.
Right. He's saying it like.
Do you know what?
He's basically saying ridiculous, man.
The definition of the word ponderous means heavy. It was used in olden times, as in the atomic weight of gold is quite ponderous.
Yeah, he's
Pablo's
basically saying
bouffant
ridiculous.
is ponderous.
Thank you.
He's saying ridiculous.
Right.
But he thinks the word
Now-
ponderous means ridiculous.
Like I'm pondering the sense of this, but it's,
You could make an argument
you
that
can't.
maybe like you know how when you're in school and you looked up the definition of a word, there was like the main definition, then there were like 2 or 3.
Yeah, this is the 7th.
This would be like 8th or maybe 9th the way Casey's using it, but
Why are you doing that gimmick like you're taking a poop?
I was going to comment on it, but I didn't want to even go to that level.
Pablo to
I
comment.
mean, I didn't understand what that was.
Yeah, you were squeezing one out.
Yeah.
I was doing it.
Yeah. Stop.
Stop, man. Get the fucking vinyl.
All right.
Man.
Get him some baby
Outta
wipes.
here.
OG, give him some baby wipes.
right over there, top right.
Bang, bang.
Well, now,
Bang, bang.
Sicko, now that it's been lightened up, do you want to... Well, I mean, what were we going to talk about?
Who knows?
The record store...
I had texted Gavin.
No. I just said... Nah, you. I'm sorry.
We're so good at this. We know what our segues are. We're so pro at this.
No, because I had said a year ago to OG and to Kath, yo, what's up with this Tower Records documentary? And he's like, I don't really know what's up. I don't really care. And then Sicko hit us both this past week and was like, did you peep the Tower Records doc? And I was like, it's on my radar, but I'm backed up. Hey, yo, like crazy right now. I'm mad backed up with I got books, I got gimmicks,
Prune
I got
juice
shoots. Huh?
Prune juice helps with that.
I'm not even
with the poop jokes. Really?
No, but man,
Are we going LCD?
I got all these kayfabe commentaries.
We got stuff to watch.
We got
man.
shit to discuss and talk about.
Tower ain't
I got
above the
books-
fucking
I got
Kevin
books to read.
Sullivan timeline.
I'm reading the OJ gimmick where it says he didn't do it.
I read OJ.
And
And on the same lines, this was not something I went looking for. Like you, it was on my radar. And if for whatever reason, I think it's on Showtime. No, it's on Showtime, HBO,
It's
whatever.
on Showtime.
Showtime?
Yeah.
Show enough. So, like, I was flipping channels and I caught it just as it was starting. So I'm like, okay, it's like Tuesday night. I'll watch it. I really liked it. I thought it was good. It's nothing real deep or real heavy. It's a fun story. It is
A little fun, John.
It is. It's very fun. There's a little tragedy at the end, but even by documentary standards, it's not that heavy.
Well, as Jan calls my taste in documentaries, the Pazzy Suey special, meaning suicide special.
Right.
Because every joint I give him, he's like, dog, you trying to kill yourself.
Right, and that's the stuff that I love and I watch all the time.
Right.
Compared to that, this was a lighthearted romp.
Yeah, this is light work.
I mean, they're telling stories of what it was like to be in a record store in the 70s.
Yeah.
The biggest record store on the planet. You're fucking doing blow and getting blowjobs in the bathrooms.
A lighthearted romp.
Thank you.
Sicko, write that down.
So anyway,
Sicko,
I watched it.
Sicko, even though you said that, write that down.
I don't even remember what the
It was
fuck
a
I said.
lunatic
A lighthearted
farce.
romp.
A lighthearted romp.
Just like my life.
What the fuck?
So I liked it. I enjoyed it. And what it was I was actually going to make it one of my recommendations. But that doesn't make sense because the Gavin actually worked at a Tower Records.
Yeah,
so
he's in it. He's beating up some guy in the fucking front, right?
Him and Bob.
Him and Bob. Half
That
hour
was
in that
OG,
joint.
here, I
That
have a
was not
question
a
for you
lighthearted
about
romp.
this
Okay.
particular
It
subject.
was a lighthearted stomp.
Yes.
Now,
Nice.
we're
We
going to
didn't
get
discuss this. I like
no,
that.
let's discuss because
This
no,
is
we
a shoot.
didn't. We didn't.
This is that's what I'm
This is a
saying.
shoot.
This is a
This is
shoot. I like that.
What are we discussing?
I don't know.
Just let me go.
Okay.
Sicko brought up Tower, and the idea was to then get into record stores. That was what we talked about prior to the show. Now, when I told you, I wrote Kathleen and I wrote you about this particular movie. You sold it to me.
Right.
I'm curious as to why. Are you okay with us talking about the gimmick or no?
What? Wait, what?
Well, I have to say it, and then we'll edit it. Are you cool with saying you worked there for mad years?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Now, when I told you there was a documentary about a place that a lot of your formative years were spent,
Yeah.
where you met, I believe that's where you met Leiden.
No, I never met Loudon.
I know it's where you met King Diamond. You rung him up buying Uriah Heep.
Kathleen rung him up.
And you
No,
said he
it's
bought
Deep
every
Purple.
Uriah Heep. Oh,
Deep
because when I went to see him, he just played Uriah Heep for like
Right,
9
right,
hours
right,
before he
right,
went
right.
on. And I'm looking around for you, and you're not there. I'm like, Deep Purple, Uriah Heep. Deep
right.
Purple, Uriah Heep.
Right.
You met a lot of people there, from
did.
wrestlers, workers,
I did.
musicians, and all that.
Yeah.
I think maybe I could be stretching. Your first kid was maybe at the tail end of that, or were you at Repo there?
He was born. I took off for 2 weeks, went back and quit.
Okay, so we're around that time.
Yes.
Now, here's my question. You didn't give one fuck when I told you there was a documentary being made
No.
about this place that you spent your formative years at. Can you explain to me why? Forget the fans, because I'm curious. Because Pablo and I would visit you weekly, right, P, at that point, when he was on South
Yeah,
Street?
we chilled. Bought some records.
He's fucking. Look at Fonzie over there with his
Yeah,
hands in
he
his
did.
pocket, and his fucking.
No, because I would walk in and I'd go right to the downstairs to buy the
course.
rap tapes
Of course.
and then come back up and
Yeah.
then wait for you, y'all.
Of course.
And then we get a slice and get
Yep.
yelled at by Mr. Lorenzo. I
Yep.
mean, there was just this part of time
Yeah.
that, maybe
You were Tower Records to us.
Okay. I'm a
love that
I'm a
start.
difficult.
So do I.
I'm a difficult employee.
No.
I have a big mouth.
No.
I don't like being told things.
It lies.
I was telling someone the other day your story about when the guy came down from corporate to teach you how to use the new phone system. Do you remember that story?
No.
This fucking guy fucking comes down from corporate, tries to teach you how to use your phone. Fuck you and your fucking phone. I'm not fucking learning your fucking phone.
I don't remember that at
don't
all.
remember
But I
that?
do remember when we got the new phone system. It was a shit show.
Yeah,
It
because
was
you didn't
fucked.
fucking pay attention to the class.
It was fun.
Pablo, was this before or after he had heat with Daryl Hall?
It's probably around the same time.
Probably.
Okay.
I was difficult at that.
Gavin
point.
was an
At
angry
that
young
point,
man.
at that point.
So I don't have a whole lot of fond memories of working there, other than some of the people I met. Obviously, I met Kathleen there. That was important, obviously. I didn't like the job, really.
You were like, look, in high school you worked at a
aren't you
record store.
able to say, between meeting Kathleen, these funny stories, that doesn't like warm your cold heart?
It does. That's
Those
why I'm
parts
not.
of it
That's why
do.
I'm still
Sicko,
not.
first off, you're shaking your head. No, what the fuck? I didn't ask you nothing. You didn't work at Tower
I
Records.
was agreeing with him.
How do you know?
Because I know.
I like.
Why? Maybe I worked the fucking job I hated and I loved it in retrospect.
So you're saying you worked a job you hated and you loved it?
Yes.
Was this the water ice gimmick?
No, I never. No, I told you I had one real job and I quit the first day.
Was that the water ice gimmick?
Yeah. Pablo remembers. He said, "How'd that job work out?" I was like, "I was out by lunch."
He went home for lunch, never came back.
You still got a hook up there?
No,
So we
I was
need
like,
some
no,
water
I was
ice
like,
in
yo,
there.
I'm a CEO.
I'll be back. 20-minute break.
Yo, one day, not like most people's stories are like, yo, I worked there for like 3 months, then I quit. I worked there for like 3 hours. And I was like, peace in the Middle East.
I did that.
I just had a job for 2 hours on Saturday and somehow lost
I'm
it.
trying to, but
Did
I
you
try.
show back up for your check?
No, I was like,
That's the move.
I did that too. I did that.
no,
in a
I was like, yo,
porno
matter of
place.
fact, hold that. Yo, hold that for the shit I did. Hold that.
Because that's some next level shit.
Yo, I ain't working no motherfucking job, dog. I ain't never gonna have no gig, cause that ain't how I'm built.
I worked at a porno place for 3 hours. Yeah, I went.
I'm mad
That was
at
all
that.
right. That's the long duck.
That was a long
thing.
duck dong. What's happened?
I went there. I worked there for 3 hours, went to lunch and never went back. And they called me for the next like 2 weeks to go back.
Wow.
Because they had just changed to the system that Tower had.
Nice.
And they wanted me to show them how to do it.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not coming back.
Can't help you.
Can't help you.
Can't help you.
But anyway, no, I don't hate Tower as much as I did at one point. I like that the stupid stories pop people.
And you
They're
haven't
funny.
anymore, right?
Fisticuffs
I
in the
got
lobby.
stories all
Yeah.
day.
That's what I'm
from
saying.
that
We gotta
fucking
start-
place.
But the
And
actual job of it.
I did meet
was
some
a drag.
awesome people there.
I like the fight stories.
By the end of it, or the last few years there, I didn't even have anybody telling me anything, so
Yeah.
it was okay. But
Yeah.
as soon as I don't know,
It's still a job at the end of the
it's
day.
what I don't
Were
know.
you-
Like
were
I was
you-
fucking nasty motherfucker, man. I was miserable.
Were you like this with Billy Crystal?
Billy Crystal.
What's the guy's name? Oh, that's Billy Crystal's the fucking CBGB's guys. What's the
Billy Crystal.
That's Hilly.
Hilly fucking yeah?
Billy Crystal
He
is
just
the-
called Pablo disease.
Billy Crystal. Wait, Hilly is CBGB's. Billy
hate
Crystal's
when
the
that happens.
shitty comedian.
There's so many things wrong with the status.
This is from the
I hate
film
when
war,
that
not CBGBs.
You know when you get that foot and you shove it in your
That
mouth?
was pretty good, actually.
Who
I
are
hate
you
when that
asking me
happens.
about? Am I tight with who?
The fucking guy, the Tower Records guy. What
Russ
was-
Solomon?
That guy.
I never met him.
Yeah.
I met some of the people who worked in corporate, and they were cocksuckers. But
That don't
you know,
surprise me. They always are.
whatever. It is what it is, man. I met the mother of my children there.
Nice.
Got a picture with Ozzy?
Well, that was actually at the Northeast Tower, and I didn't go. Kathleen went up and did the yo and got up in the line and blah blah blah. And
Were
Xavier's
you? Were
was
you?
on.
I can never remember. Were you? I know Kathleen was, but were you there for Morrissey Day?
No, that was right before I started.
That's one of the best days of my entire life.
I started in November.
You're a sad man, sir.
I know.
I started in November
fully
of
admit that.
'94.
Was it that late?
Yeah.
For some reason, I think of it as the 80s. I forget.
No.
The whole
What the fuck?
Fuck, man. I was still in school in the
motherfucker.
80s.
Yeah,
What's
man,
wrong
it
with
was
you?
2000, not 2001.
I'm the same age as you.
It was September 12th,
I
1964.
I'm.
He's like, Masher, remember using the Tommy gun, sir?
I remember it well.
I remember it. Wow. Penny pulled up with a Tommy gun. Yes, Henry Ford had just.
So I breaks out my switchblade.
We were doing
So
the
Henry
Wendy.
Ford says, I'm going to make this mobile car, sir.
Listen here, you mugs.
Listen here, you mugs.
We hightailed it out of there, I'll tell you.
You know what? I'm just done.
No, I mean, well, I wanted to grill Gavin about his answers, and he answered them too well. But I mean, I think for anybody like one generation younger than us, we were just talking about record shopping. And
That's
record
what it
stores.
brought. That's what it brought it back to for me was I just miss being like 17 and spending hours and hours in a record store and it not being a thing. Like it's just what you did.
A lot of my memories just going through just through all of the alphabetical orders
Oh yeah,
at Philadelphia Record Exchange.
yeah. Me and Pablo always had a standing joke. If you've ever been to Philadelphia Record Exchange on
yeah.
5th Street, and even if you haven't, if you grew up in our era, there's a record store in your local town that had this. They're always like the two hipper than thou guys that worked the counter.
God.
And all the good stuff was like there, and it'd be like, hey, I'd really like to look at that like $45 Gorilla Biscuit 7-inch you've got there that's a test pressing. Would you mind moving your disgusting fucking lunch that's sitting on top of it?
Yeah, big hoagie spread across the whole
Oh, essentially,
case.
and let's go back. Now, and how you looked at them then is different. They were basically comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Absolutely.
Like those dudes had nothing. They never got no pussy.
Nah,
they were
nothing.
herbs, but they had a little power over us.
Right,
And that was the
right.
power of being like
That was the only place that
Here's
had
this-
power in the world.
ever.
Yeah.
And here is the 7-inches that I protect because that
We are shitting on record store
They didn't
guys.
protect LPs. There was this 7-inch.
Yeah.
Like it really was glory. Like
The
it
wall.
really was glory. The wall behind the cash register was glory.
Yep.
The tapes, no one protected them. You could get a tape for $1.
Or the records on the walls that were way the fuck up by the
Now, for me, that was localized in that one store because a block over, if you were hip to the deal, you went to Chaos on 4th Street.
Yeah.
Run by the now departed Mr. Brubaker.
Yeah.
Who was... It's not that he was super outgoing, but he wasn't an asshole to you if you were like a snotty little 12-year-old kid. Who
He was fucking punk rock, man, but he was an OG, so he was kind of like
Right.
I ain't gonna fucking shit on you, but I ain't got,
Right.
I ain't
Like,
Like, I
got
don't
much
got no time
either.
for you, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
gonna make you feel like a herb.
Right.
Like you would feel like a herb in Record Exchange. Like
right.
you would have to feel nervous.
But those guys...
For me, I'm just talking about me because I'm younger than y'all. So y'all were in your teen. I'm like 12 in there, like petrified by comic book guy. When in reality, now I look back, I'm like, I should have just went up in your fucking mouth. Pussy.
Right.
I should have just run you.
And to top it off, like someone like Brubaker, who was an OG, like you had respect for him because the guy actually had taste in music and he listened to real shit. These fucking sweater rocking nerds at 5th Street.
You know what they were? They were fucking jazz guys, pissed off about the
You're
fucking.
absolutely right.
Always
You're
jazz
absolutely
guys.
right.
100%.
Pissed off
Absolutely
about how other records were selling and jazz.
100%.
Well, they were selling punk rock 7-inches.
Right.
That's what they were making. That's the only reason they could keep the fucking
And
lights on.
pissed off about
And
it.
You're absolutely right.
Yep.
You're absolutely right.
And they'd be fucking. You could hear them talking about their band or when
Yeah.
they were playing out, and nobody gave a fuck.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
except them.
I guess
a
if you
band.
want to buy that MDC record, that's fine. But, you should really listen to Billy and the Blazos because they play quarter notes in
So-
fifth
But
time.
the irony is they're nerdy white dudes so on the dick of these more advanced black players.
I was just going to say, here I come, record shopping for fucking samples, of course. So I'm digging through jazz records, jazz, soul, whatever the fuck. They had a fucking great selection. There was a lot of shit there. And I'd be buying what they would consider junk records, you know?
The dollar
they're-
bill.
Where
jazz-
you
the jazz
where you
section-
talking about? In Philly?
No, I'm talking about Record Exchange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point they caught on and started charging.
Yeah.
mad.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like you could get like. I've told this before. This is just an aside, real quick, and I'll let you. Like, Violent by Design was made off dollar bin records.
Right.
So for people to think you got to pay
Exactly.
$290 for a record that Pete Rock flipped, ask Stoop about whether he cares or not, whether the record's in the dollar
You
bin.
would see the same tired, like Atlantic jazz records in there that you could fucking find in a dollar bin everywhere else, and it would be fucking $7 in that place.
Yeah.
Be like, dude, come on, what
now,
the fuck?
Now we've discussed the negatives, and my entire point of bringing up this topic when I hit up G was the absolute glory of, like, I know we would go in groups together, but there are many a Saturday where I would just get up and go to whatever neighborhood I wanted to go to that had the record store all by myself.
All by myself.
Nice. Well done. Because I was a loser who had no friends. I had no problem doing stuff like that.
You should keep talking over the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's like having a bed.
Yeah, it's good.
Like
It's
a
good.
music bed.
Yeah.
It's very soothing.
Yeah, it's great. We hear less of you.
And one of the other things.
Yes. Keep talking.
Now I'm not saying.
Trying to run a podcast here.
I can't fucking win with you guys tonight.
Because listen.
Take it easy, Fonzie.
I also
Thank you.
I want to big up, and I don't care. This has to do with taste in other music, funk, rock, and soul. I call Bodies at the Book Trader. There was a
That
bag.
was my shit. That was my favorite place on
I
earth.
fucking love that place.
I call Bodies. First off, I was such a scumbag that I stole from there.
I
they
stole
were-
a ton of shit from that.
and that poor old guy, the guy who ran it, what was his name?
With the cat.
Here's
Yes.
the deal, though, that people, you all know, but to people that are listening, everything in there was like 9 cents. And I still was such a dirtbag that I stole. But then I came around. I decided I had to switch my karma up. So I started paying for books.
Good for you.
And still stealing records.
No, that's not true. No, I would be like, I got pinched trying to switch the prices on the Exorcist soundtrack.
I did that in Bryn Mawr. I got busted.
Yo.
And
Let's-
Plastic Fantastic?
Yes.
That dude with the dog.
Polaroid on the wall.
The dude with the dog who owned it pinched everyone. I don't know how.
I'm going to tell you how right now.
There was
The record store working 101, you immediately know when somebody switched the tag. Like, it's the dumbest thing you can ever do.
I
But
got
how
over
and
that shit
why?
1,000 times.
Not in a legit play. Where at?
Probably
You don't have to say.
record exchange.
I mean, them dudes are like barely there, so it's
I mean,
whatever.
I'm gonna agree with OG in the sense that the motherfucker that ran Plastic
He loved me.
Fantastic knew records.
He loved me.
Yeah, if you knew what you were doing, then
Yeah.
you weren't getting over.
He never
no
shot
way.
on me because I would only buy Gil Scott Heron records there. He'd be like, fucking awesome record.
Yeah, but like
Sicko
you
would come
going
up
in
by-
with me was like a bad look for you.
Yeah.
That's
Sicko
why I
would
would
come
buy
up
shit
and buy
10 minutes
like
before you
side
buy
Of
shit.
course, of course.
I think what I actually got busted for wasn't switching tags.
Busted.
It was
Busted.
like that.
Yeah, look, I got busted.
The man busted me. You see?
John Laws on me.
Man, the fuzz has
The heat's on. I got to
fuzz
cheese
is
it on the
clamping
lamb.
down,
Yeah, you
see?
see? Yeah. I think what I did was I took
Slayer?
it was Slayer. I took a Show No Mercy regular print. It was open. It was used. Took the record out. Put a Live Undead picture disc in it,
Live
which was
Undead.
at the time much more expensive. I think it was like an import only.
But they always
took it
check.
up to the counter. I mean, I was 14. It wasn't a criminal mastermind here. I
He
didn't.
gave you no soup for you?
Yeah, right.
No
And
soup for you.
No soup for you. You come back no kissing in my line.
Continue.
So I first thing he did was pull it out to check to make sure it's a real record. He's like, yeah, this doesn't belong. You're going to come with me. And I'm like looking to make the break for it. And like in the movie, like two, not heavy dudes, but two dudes appeared like behind me. I'm like, yeah,
They
I'm
watched you the
busted,
entire time you were in there.
How'd the camera get involved? When they
So they took me back to the office, like, we're calling the cops. And I'm like, I guess you're calling it. Like, what am I going to like beg you, whatever? And they're like, all right, well, it would be too much of a hassle for us to call the cops, so we're going to put your picture up. They fucking took a Polaroid.
How long did it stay there?
Oh, I don't know. I never went back.
Were your clothes
Anti-sicko.
on for this Polaroid?
Funnily enough, I had to sit on the one guy's
I'm not
lap.
mad at that, man.
I didn't understand why he made me sit on his lap. but-
Exactly.
And yeah, no, after that, I never went back in a Plastic Fantastic. I went up the street to Repo because they were so much easier to steal from.
Right.
I never stole. I'll keep it funky, man. I feel like I had this weird code of ethics where I like never jack from certain places. Like I used to Vic weekly because, yo, man, not having money when you in school, in high school, is like some weird shit that you can't cope with. Like if you don't feel you look nice going into school. So I used to just have to boost, man. Like Now this isn't records. I'm talking about
yeah.
gear. I'm talking about running up in Wanamakers. I'm talking about running up in Macy's. I'm talking run up in whatever. You go 5 deep, boost, run out. One of you get clipped. Yo, then we still have gear to share after one of us gets out of jail because none of us is 18. But I would feel nothing from boosting from a corporate place. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, but I felt what was the little gimmick spot? All right. I'm looking across
9th Street Records.
Settle down. I'm looking across from Tower a little to my left.
Rock and Roll Plus.
Rock and Roll Plus.
Yeah.
Yo, that place was open so long, my mom would take me there.
Best cassette collection ever they had.
Yeah, I never really went
That's
into
true.
that place.
That's
Yo,
true.
I caught mad tapes in there, bro.
Yep.
Mad tapes. Black metal.
Man.
I caught mad tapes in there, man. And they were mad cool to me because
Oh, with the brick front. Is that one of those?
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, dog. You might not even have been in Philly when they were open.
Okay, probably not.
Like it was that long ago. Like
didn't
I
let
was
you
a
in
kid.
Philly yet.
Like I had to, no, I was a kid. Like I'm like 10 maybe. And I was like, yo. I got like the Sam Hain tape where they're bloody.
Yep.
I don't know how you say it. INIT.
Initium.
Initium.
Yeah.
That gimmick in there. I got a couple shirts
I'll
in
tell
there.
you what. You know,
I got Dead Kennedys in God We Trust.
I'm gonna look something up and see, so I can get it.
What's the DK record? It's not in God We Trust Incorporated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got Nazi Punk's Fuck Off on it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that it does.
I
I
can't
figure about it.
remember.
Yeah, it's got Nazi Punk. Yeah. Punk ain't no religious code.
They had a good
They know
selection
better
of
than the bouncers.
all the zines that heads would drop off was always in there too.
That-
So you could
and
get
that-
like reading for like a month.
And
then-
that's another thing.
At any rate, what I'm getting at, you felt that store, right? That store was.
love that store.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but they fuck with metalheads too in there. That's what I dug.
Yeah, you get your drug rug in there too, man.
Yeah.
Well, you wait, what?
Drug rug.
There's fucking hippie ponchos.
Fucking.
Oh, that's what
They had a lot of
had a lot
a
of-
drug rug.
It's a
dog?
Baja-
I never
dude,
heard
it's a
that
Baja.
before.
They had a lot of gimmicks.
A
in
drug
They had a lot of gimmicks.
gimmicks.
Yeah.
there.
I'll tell you
they
what, you know what was
covered
even
many,
better than that place? You remember fucking balcony at 69th Street?
Well, all right. My answer will be a little bit. Do I only remember it because of Lenny? But yes.
Yeah.
That's
the place I went to all the
Yeah,
time.
like everything through there would be. Because I was interested in music so annoyingly young. So when my brother would go there, I would make my dad make Lenny take me.
Nice.
You know what I mean? He'd be like, "Fuck," and like you know what I mean? It's corny when you're 17 and your 6-year-old brother.
Absolutely.
Like that's corny. Like not to
But
me,
not
it's
to you.
No, and to me, for me, I never saw life that way. I don't see life that way today. I think it's badass if a little young motherfucker wants to rock with you.
Sure.
Like, every time there's a kid at my show, I make sure they get taken backstage.
But if you're the older brother at that age,
I guess so.
I'm saying it as an older brother. Like my younger brother, who's only 2. It's not even like a gap like you and Letty have. Like my brother is, I think, 3 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
I never once would take him anywhere with me. Didn't want like.
Yeah, I used to. I mean,
it's just some older
I
brother
was
shit.
putting pressure on. Like, yo, Pop. Like, tell this motherfucker what's what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was what it was. So I was the balcony. Like I said, like there were shows that y'all would see at the Empire Rock Club that I couldn't get into, but I remember them nights.
Yeah. One thing that Pablo had just said, which is another thing that was really cool about record stores at the time, and again, pre-internet, where you got yours. That's where your center of information was.
The zines, yeah,
Not just
man.
the zines, but within the record store, the people you talk to in there.
Absolutely, man. The kids that you felt looked like you, or the kids that you felt were like,
Exactly.
oh, well, they're crust punks. Like, I like some of that stuff. I like Nausea, but I don't like all of that.
Right.
So
Oh,
I'm not gonna
that
talk.
dude's got a Celtic Frost and a Dead Kennedys patch
Yeah,
on
that's
his
my man.
denim.
That's
That's
my-
my dude. Like,
I agree. No, you're right.
You know
you're
what I
right.
mean?
I want to put Pablo over real quick with something, though. This motherfucker, this whole podcast, a lot of it, where people know him as the cheap guy, he probably conservatively spent $10,000 to $15,000 on music.
Yeah.
Before he, turned square / had
Had
a wife and kids.
real
This dude
jobs.
would buy everything.
Absolutely.
if there were two records and we couldn't figure out which one we wanted to buy, I'd buy one, he'd buy the
Yep.
other one, and we double for each
Yeah, I
other.
mean, yep.
He held it down, man. Like he bought everything.
No, I'll back that 100.
We didn't even know records would come out, and we would run to the record store, and whenever it was new, you'd be like, I got this, I got this.
Right.
Because you wanted to be the one to be like, yo, I discovered
I
this
found
band.
this new band.
Yeah, so we would be fighting
we
over
got
what else.
mad whack records. Like,
Absolutely.
oh, this shit trash.
My favorite whack record from doing that was a Canadian metal band called Bloodlust. Garbage. I think the album might have been titled Guilty as Sin. So we're
You
talking
remember,
like...
you're saying might have? That means it is.
Yeah.
You remember it way too much.
I'm going to guess 85, 86-ish. A lot of things you went by, the logo, especially for hammer
Of
bands.
course.
Like, now, back then... it didn't get real dissected into this is black metal, this is... There was like...
Well, no, that's
thrash.
another discussion we had. Remember, we were
Right.
yo, now there's 37 subgenres of punk.
Right.
There's 37
Right.
subgenres of metal and rap, and you're like, nah, man. We
For
were just
us,
like,
it was
this is
either...
hard.
Yeah,
There was
back
either
then he
like...
was just a fucking weirdo listening to
Yeah,
weird
oh, this
shit.
is hard.
Right.
I don't know if this is DRI is hard. Word.
Right.
I guess they're punk rock.
For
They
metal-
have long hair, but I don't know.
For metal, it was so simple. It's either like stupid hair rock and then everything else,
Yeah.
like the hard shit. So I'm like flipping through. I'm like, Bloodlust. I'm gonna get this because nobody's heard of this band,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna beat it. And I got it home. It was like the
like, now I know
worst.
why.
I'm like, ugh.
And
But
I
you
remember-
you took that chance. You
Sure.
took that elf. You had to.
I remember we both bought the Godspeed record, Skip Candelori from Turning Point when it came out. We loved that record.
Fucking Swimmer's Ear, right?
Yeah, man, with the
fucking
little
incredible.
puppy on the
Incredible,
front.
yeah.
It's like
I think I still have that CD at home.
that. If you do, let me know. But no,
Okay.
I mean, like those days, it was like, I would go to bed on Friday nights excited, knowing
Yes.
the P was going to pick me up.
Yes.
And we had a day plotted out. Like, all right, we're going to go here, then there, then we're going to go to this spot that's got the illest cheesesteaks.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pig
yeah,
out,
yeah.
drop me off, then shower, and then go out that night.
Right.
Like, yo, we would do our gimmicks. He'd
Right.
drop me off at 4 and then re-pick me back up at 9.
Get a shower. You
Oh,
get
let's
a
go see
grub.
Gavin because he was already doing it. He was on his grown-up gimmick
Right.
at that point.
And remember too, back then, like you didn't know where everybody was. You had to make sure you were at home between that window of like 3 p.m. to like 6 p.m.
yeah, dog, if you ain't have a pager, like it was a mummy rap. We just
I'm
gotta
talking.
go find
I'm
it.
even talking before pagers. You didn't even have that shit. You had to like call people at home and ask their moms. You know,
How dare you? I never talked about that.
Yes.
But OG, I remember like,
and if you had a friend that worked in a record store
Yeah.
where you could hang out, you fucking hit the jackpot.
but I would come through and
Even if that friend didn't like you.
we would chill in the bedroom and you would play 7 inches. I'm not sure how good your memory is remembering that.
I remember.
You were playing because I remember being like, yo, I hate G.G. Allen. You're like, whatever, but check this. And you played me some of his good stuff, and it was 7 inches. Did you? I mean, tonight you're falling back more than you typically do, but did you have the same thing? Like, were you excited when you went to record stores? Was it? Did you get shit from your friends? Like, you're the eldest from what I know, right? It's just you and your sister who's younger.
Yeah.
So I can't say I got put on to things like Sabbath. I heard the Sabbath record at 6 and like ran screaming. But what I'm saying is like, they led me down a path that I found on my own via Sabbath. Oh, Sabbath, and then they went one way and I went the other way. And then by the time I was old enough to make my own decisions, they're like, yo, this kid lost his fucking mind. Who's he hanging with? What is he listening to? So I'm wondering, you told me about the kid who got you into punk rock because you were into metal. Was there, because there was a run where I was at your crib and you had mad 7 inches. Hey, do they still exist? Did you sell them? Do you still have vinyl?
I sold most of it. I'm not one of those old heads who is like a vinyl loyalist.
Yeah.
At all.
You don't have many pieces of vinyl?
No. I definitely embrace technology and love
Technology.
love the idea that any song I want is on a little square that I can plug into my car
Yeah, I want
stereo.
no media in my house. If everything was digital, I would fucking be the happiest
Yeah, I'm
guy ever.
okay with it, man. Like I'm not one of those purists on that stuff.
It's not, for me at least, it's not as important as I thought it would be this far along in life.
But
The medium, I mean.
I started working in record stores pretty young, so while I had that sort of experience that you guys had, it was a little bit different because I worked in record stores, so I had access to order things that I wanted. So they would just come to the
you
job.
know what? It's not for me. For me, not for the fan. It really was a dumb question because I met you working at a record store,
Right.
So I guess
It never would have even occurred to me that
I know I didn't even.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, I went around the room, and Scott was talking about getting records for the cheap, looking at Record Exchange or burning them, and I forgot. Literally, Gavin was my OG. Like, no, that when I got the Ludacris tape, he was like, "That's a hunk of shit," and I was like, "Please ring me up." Like,
we were just talking about that the other night.
yo, he was like, "Yo, man, young boy." Like he would stonewall me.
I still contest there are like maybe 3 songs that are okay on that record.
Yeah, but he ain't have enough.
Oh, I know. I
mean,
know.
he's like,
I
you
know.
two are like the 2 most obnoxious music fans ever.
I mean, on the early super regular days, I was like, "Yo, can you sell my record co-assignment?" He's like, "All right, because you're P, I'll take 5." So a week goes by, and he's like, "This fucking Vinny shit's selling. Like, I need more." Like,
I
other than
remember.
that, he would have been like, "Go fuck yourself."
No, I remember.
Like, I'll take
No.
5, and they're going to sit here for 10
because
years.
he always held me down like that, like since I was a young boy, man. And it's like same with you. It's
Like Repo was a punk rock store, and he's like, "These Jedi records are fucking moving out of the store like hotcakes."
yeah, I mean, like everywhere that he ever went, he showed love. But it was a dumb question to ask him. Did you ever do this?
I
No,
never saw him buy
you
one
never
record
feel that
because you were
way.
always just ordering them, right?
But what if? All right, so I can't say. All right, the record trek. But what about when you knew something was coming in for that Tuesday?
Well,
like,
but previous to working at a record store, I used to remember I told the story about how on Saturdays we would my parents would drag me to fucking the mall before I would watch Georgia Championship Wrestling on Saturday
when your
nights.
mom told you, but you better calm down or you're not getting it.
Well, I said I need to be home by 6:05 because fucking Gordon Sully's coming on.
Yeah, TBS.
So
And everything always started at whatever 05.
6:05.
Yeah,
Unless the Braves were on, and then it fucked up the whole night.
It ruined everything because they were on at 7:05 and it couldn't.
It
fit.
was all
Hey,
fucked
yo.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So part of that mall experience would be I would go hang out in the record store the entire time my parents were doing whatever they were doing. So I was buying records really young. The first record I remember buying on my own is Kiss Dynasty, and that was like what 79 or something.
If I told you the first album I ever bought with my own money, I would never hear the end of it.
Well, see
I
my
mean, if
mother
you said it, motherfucker. That means you want
I
to
know.
tell us.
What the fuck? Have at it.
It was literally the Grease soundtrack.
So what?
I was like,
I want.
yeah, exactly.
That's whatever.
At least it's not Rocky Horror.
My mom had a lot of records, so I listened to her records when I was a little kid, and then when I got to a certain age, the kid next door gave me Kiss Destroyer,
Nice. Yes.
and that's when I started on my own stuff. So I would go to the mall and buy a record, and because my mom was such a music head, they never were upset about buying me records. So I would buy whatever, and they were always super open-minded about any shit that I was buying. So I remember buying Kiss Dynasty, and I remember
Vinyl?
yes, absolutely,
That's dope.
100%.
That's dope.
And shortly after that is when I started to get into my own kind of stuff, like Ozzy and whatever metal fucking.
So the
bullshit.
first record you remember buying
on my own,
On your own?
my own choice. The first one I was given Kiss Dynasty or
Okay.
Kiss Destroyer, and the first one I remember buying on my own will was Kiss Dynasty.
Do you remember? So Grease is the first thing you bought with your own choice on
Yeah,
money?
well, like an allowance or
Yeah.
like a Christmas present, $5
Pablo,
bill.
do you remember the first thing you bought?
So I think my brother and I both went, and I think he got the Styx Mr. Roboto gimmick,
Nice.
and I got a Men at Work Cargo.
I ain't mad at either
Neither
of
one.
those.
Stallone, do you remember choice wise, not your parents, not is your brother's younger, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So you were the older brother.
I
Do you
just
remember?
in my head for a second. I'm trying to think what. I fucking. I'm gonna have to think about this.
I can go first while you think.
You go.
I remember the first thing I bought was a K-Tel compilation.
Nice.
Because
Awesome.
it had Fly Girl.
remix.
It had Fly Girl. It had Jam on it. I felt like in my head I was like, this is the more bang for my buck in terms of songs I like. Oh, this guy.
Yep.
Like if I rolled the dice and bought someone's record at that point, you know what
It
I'm
was
saying?
like a
Because-
mixtape.
Yeah, because hip hop was in such early stages. And I was like, nobody's record's gonna be hot except Run DMC. And Lenny already had that.
Right.
Lenny brought that home, and that's what initially blew my mind. I was a kid. I heard Run DMC and Sabbath at like 6, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
I mean, I had a very similar kind of thing because I had an aunt who was a program director at a Philly radio station. So her fucking record collection alone was bananas, and she was very cool to me. And I had full anything. If I like this cover, can we listen to this? Okay,
Yeah.
And by whittling it down, like I was lucky, I didn't have to go out and buy records.
Right.
She had a thing and a tape thing, and you could record it.
Yeah.
So by the time I got around to Black Sabbath, I had to be like 7, 8 years old, just like you.
Yeah.
At no age should I. At that age,
No,
no
I
child should be
heard
listening.
the intro thunderstorm of the first Sabbath record at 6. That's not an exaggerated. I'm telling you, and anyone that knows me will understand and believe. My brothers aren't 3 years older than me. My brothers are 11 and 12 years older than me. That's not a normal age difference. I'm clearly a change of life, baby. So I'm 6. My brothers are 17 and 18. What do you listen to
Which
at
is
that era when you're
bananas.
smoking dust and dropping acid? Is fucking Sabbath,
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy.
Good time.
So these things were just like,
Yeah.
and I was like, look, I could get Roxanne, Pee Wee, let's do the dance quota, Pee Wee Herman. Jam on it, Nucleus, all these records.
Yo, I
That's-
fucking know that K-Tel record. Now that you're
Bro,
saying
that record was great. That's your favorite story of me.
Yeah.
When the dude was having a seizure and I pushed him off and he broke his arm. Remember I told you that story?
I do.
Were you lucky enough to get the one with the songs done by the original artists?
Yes.
Yeah, some of those K-Tels were
Yeah.
wonky,
They were fugazi.
but some of them were
Suspect.
okay.
No, I was in the okay era.
Yeah. I
They
had
got
one that
fugazi.
had-
You said they gimmicked it up, right? It was
They
like,
did a little bit later. They would
Definitely.
gimmick it because they couldn't get the rights to
Right,
the
yeah.
original, so they
Yeah.
would have like
The license
Joe's
cost too
fucking
much.
garage band cover, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
which is
whatever
hilarious.
fucking- yeah. I had a K-Tel one that had Styx. This is out there. This is out there. Renegade.
Yeah.
I played that fucking song over and over
My
and
brother
over
to this
again.
day loves that. I know my brother loves that band so much that I know the fucking singer's name, Dennis DeYoung.
Yeah.
Come sail away,
Come sail away, come sail away with me.
Wow.
Yo, Lenny loves Styx. Bro, my brother's a weird bird.
Messed up.
He's a weird
I
bird.
think I remembered.
I ain't mad at
I remember.
Styx.
So my first records were either one of these three, and I can't remember what came first. But it was either Queen,
Not mad.
the one with We Are
Explains
the
a lot.
Champions,
With the robot,
the green robot that opened like this,
My mom had that, so
Shit.
I had that shit early on too.
Yeah.
or it was the Beatles' White Album, where the fucking four posters of the
Yeah, the four gimmick.
That's right,
Yeah.
the four famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Or it was the Kids Are All Right, which
that's
I
a good one.
can't remember which one was first, but it was probably one of them.
I didn't get hip to them till later because my mom wasn't into them.
Hate it.
My mom is the biggest Beatles and Queen fan in the world.
My
so
mom
I was hip
thinks
really
Freddie
early.
is the like God.
Yeah,
I think
And
my
I ain't
parents
really
had
that
all the
mad
rest
at
of
that.
them.
I'm
at
not
all.
either.
Like if you say to me, Freddie's the best front man ever, I'm not saying
you have a very strong argument.
Right, I'm not saying all right, you right, but I'm not. I don't really got much ammo against that.
I feel like I've said this before, but go watch that footage of Queen at Wembley Stadium.
Oh my God,
with Freddie Mercury doing what do they do? Love of My Life when he's got he's doing
whole
the fucking
crowd.
it's mind blowing, fucking mind blowing that this little dude is controlling fucking however many thousands of people,
80,
man.
110, something ridiculous.
It was like it was over 100,000 people.
Yeah,
fucking crazy, man, crazy.
Well, I guess I mean, it was good talking about. I'll tell you why it's good talking about record stores, because it brought me back for a minute. Man.
Absolutely,
good time. Man.
I'm happy to have had it with y'all brothers, man. It was a good time.
And we just had record store day last week.
Yeah. Which whether you sell it or we sell it or not, I think I got to step my game up for record store day next year, Stallone. We got to do a little.
We should
me and
do
you joint.
Yeah, all right. My new favorite spot is I'm gonna put it over just because I like these guys. Long in the Tooth. Nick is the guy.
I know Nick.
You know Nick?
Of course.
I sold him a bunch of shit. He was like, "You sold me a bunch of metal." I'm like, "Yeah," because I
tell Nick you know me.
Oh, really?
We know each other well.
That's dope. I actually bought my dog in a little carrier thing.
A gimmick?
Yeah, in a gimmick.
I saw Nick yesterday walk into the fucking glasses place with Kaylee's fucking broken glasses.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know me by name, but he's like, you sold me a couple of crates of like good shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
So why do
did me
people
right,
hate on Record Store Day? I see a lot of negative press against Record Store Day.
A sicko as he with it so he can answer.
Well, first I'll give you I think it's very positive for the actual record store owners. One thing is there are indie labels that have problems with it. It fucks up your regular releases. In other words, there are bands who want to get their records pressed who can't.
Well, I have an answer to that.
I'm telling you, and I run an independent label. It don't affect my shit at all.
I have an answer for that. Anybody who's crying about that, if there wasn't a record store day, there'd be no fucking record stores to go send your record to.
Yeah, seriously.
Right.
There are record stores that I know that only are able to stay open throughout the year because of record store day.
Right. The only negative in reality that I have about it are the hipsterism. The people why don't you just go to a fucking record store the other 360?
You know what?
days?
A lot of people forget they exist. I don't have a problem with it.
I'm talking. My problem is not with record store day. It's with that segment of people that make it a thing.
If that segment of people didn't go and mark out for that day, again, there'd be no record store day and there'd be no record store.
Well, if they bought records at a normal rate over the course of the year,
it doesn't work that way. Record stores aren't what we remember them being.
I know.
You'd have the same secondhand embarrassment hearing the guy ask the dumb question about like Smith's records that I heard. Oh, do you have blah blah blah?
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, dude, it's right here. It's under S.
I get it.
He's probably got it in fucking quadruple.
I got a couple of friends who own small record stores, and for them, it's like Jeff said, that's what they thrive on, and I got no problem with that.
I just think it's
the people. It's the fucking
of course. So I went in and I bought a couple of things that weren't really on my list. But I had the dog with me, so I was like, and I didn't have a whole lot of time, but I was like making it a point to go in there and fucking spend some money. And I bought some Bernie Worrell side project that I'd never known about. Bernie Worrell, to me, is like one of my top 5 favorite keyboard players. I'm a keyboard player of all times. He's the original Parliament Funkadelic guy.
Yeah, I know Cell Parliament.
Okay, I know you do, but Bernie Worrell is the fucking shit. And I don't care.
I know Bernie Worrell. I just had to get in that I know Cell Parliament.
It was called something like US Funk. It looked weird. It looked whack, but I bought it because it was a reissue, and I'm like, well, it's $20. I'm going to get this. The other thing I bought was because I have some loyalty to a friend of mine who is Hugo Burnham. He's the original drummer for Gang of Four, first 2 records. And they didn't have entertainment, so I bought Solid Gold.
Oh, I'm not mad at that.
And I reached out to Hugo. I was like, this is what I bought on Record Store Days. Like, you're an asshole.
I'm not mad at Solid Gold.
I mean, neither am I, because it's the first 2 records are the only records that really count.
Of course. All right, well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, We're taking our first break of the night since everyone. I had a good time with that little segment right there.
I enjoyed it
man.
very much.
I'm usually miserable at our segments, but that took me back.
See, you didn't even notice how hot it was.
I did not.
Oh, I noticed.
Right.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes while a couple of us take an ocho, a couple of us have a cigarette, a couple of us make another drink. We'll be
fucks.
back.
Some of us make a rabbit wraps.
Fuck's sake.
We're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions. And then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. This is the last goddamn time I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is, that's up-tempo, and I gotta talk about a fucking dog dying.
Tell him, Casey.
Goddamn death dedication. Is Don on the phone? Get down.
We're rolling.
All right, rolling.
Yo, by the way, the new Pee Wee movie's type L.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I can't wait.
You watched it, PJ?
Nah, you see, you got it. I mean, you watch it.
Yo, it's so good. I got it. I directed that joint, man. Yo, peep it, man. That shit crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
The new Pee Wee Illmatic, man.
He's got it. What are you talking about?
La.
Yo, dude.
Nah, that's what I, you know what I mean? That's y'all little joke with me. But I can do, Lord of mercy, follow me in the...
That beat that comes in, is that C Lance?
Where? No, man, that's the beating us, man.
Psycho less.
Grinding
What
Hall.
the fuck was that?
Real suckerish, man.
Grinding Hall.
So, this will be our like our 15th edition of the Word Association, and we said, "Yo, name our shit, name it," and nobody came with nothing better. So,
Honestly, the person who came up with, I think, is the best one so far is this dickhead right here.
and what is it?
Just calling it the round table.
But, well, I got another one, too. So someone last week said word association gimmick or word association game. We could acronate that to WAG and say, yo, you're trying to play for WAG.
What does that mean, man?
Acronate.
Yo, Pablo, just explain acronate
I
right
just
now.
see my skeevies.
What did I say?
No, don't look at it. Just explain what's that word mean.
Acronym. An acronym right is the first letter of each word.
He tried to use
That's what you
acronym
said.
as a verb. Yo, acronate that.
Yo, man, this guy's out of his fucking mind.
That's
man.
some next
Did you write that
level
down,
shit.
Sicko?
Hell, I don't need to.
He's
That's
like,
indelible.
acronate. I would like to acronate this.
I would love to acronate you.
So what are you saying? Go ahead,
What's the
Pablo.
acronym?
Go ahead.
So the acronym would be WAG. So you were trying to play a little game of WAG? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. I'm gonna be with this one dude came through and was like, I'm gonna keep it funky. I don't know why y'all just don't call it word association.
I've been
That's what
saying
it
that from
is.
the beginning.
That's what it is.
I like that. I like the.
I don't know. I think it should be called Sicko's Got a List.
I'm not
Sicko's
mad at
got a
that.
list.
I'm mad at that.
Sicko's
Like you got
list.
a list and you're taking names.
All right. I'm down with it. And then you can play my theme song.
Yeah, okay.
Sicko's got a list. Sicko.
I like
Something
it.
like that.
I ain't hating that.
Something like that.
Jerk off.
That one
What
too.
kind of jerk off?
An insufferable jerk off, yeah.
I feel like I need to do the jazz hands at the yeah.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Ain't nobody watching.
I want that segment to come back though, man. You gotta be mad at something.
Yeah, but we went through this. I'm mad at lots of stuff, but it's normal stuff that you should be mad at. So it's like those fat cats in Washington. Like that kind of
It's
stuff.
only got if something pops up. This
Right. Like I'm mad at sunshine. I hate the sun. Like you know,
Get on that, right?
That's as deep as
you
I can
can't
go
do 2
with it.
paragraphs on the sun.
Oh, I could.
Seems a bit much, Finn.
Don't nobody want to hear it.
I mean,
Double space.
so this is where I think you start that way this time.
All right, we going right into it.
I mean, unless somebody got something to say.
All right.
Someone got heat with our bit.
Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to remind people, if you want to get at us, hit us up at our email address, info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. And then we'll get into the little word association.
Anytime you're ready.
All right, guys, you ready? We're going that way?
Yeah, we're going that way because this motherfucker think he's slick trying to get all the, you know what I mean?
All right. Jawbox.
Grape is a quality album.
Okay. Stallone?
Favorite sex move?
Wow.
What the fuck was that, man?
But it was so bizarre that I'm going to accept that.
I'm all right
It's,
with
no,
that.
it's like, you know, you got Dirty Sanchez, you got Jawbox.
There's that one gimmick.
I don't got no job.
I don't know what you be doing.
Rusty trombone.
I don't know what you do the rest of the week.
Look, it's not all about rusty trombone. It's not all about.
Oh, believe me. Vinnie
Finn,
Paz.
it's about love.
Jawbox.
Savory.
Nice.
Classic.
Gavin.
Never heard one note.
I mean, I knew that's polite. I knew it was going to get
Yeah.
worse, but that's polite.
If he were telling the truth,
I honestly
No,
never
I
heard
mean,
one
like,
note.
if you had heard them,
Okay.
you would,
Yeah,
you
you're
would
not
despise. It's nothing to do with your world.
Why'd you know sell savory?
Nothing to do with my
Oh,
world.
I said that was.
I like that.
I said I like that. I'm gonna say one of my top 20 bands of all time.
All right.
I'm with that. Saw them 1,000 times.
Yeah, Pablo, Jawbreaker.
24-hour revenge therapy. Favorite album.
Nice. Stallone, Jawbreaker.
I used to get like 2 boxes for $1.
All right, we'll take
It's
it.
on that road today.
Forced to listen to them by being with Pablo and you.
Not me. Pablo back me.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking man.
Okay.
OG.
Never heard one note.
Always go in that direction today. Okay.
Pablo, Robert Hazard.
The Dukes of?
Okay. Stallone.
Isn't he from around here?
He is. Pazzy, do it.
Why, man?
Robert Hazard.
What do you want me to do it?
Say what you feel.
Whatever that one song he had
I got
was.
it. I got
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah. All right, Gavin will do it.
I'm not.
You done?
Yeah.
Is it Escalator of
Yes.
Life? Yeah.
I'm riding on the
escalator of life.
We're
shopping
at the
human
He was from here?
Yeah, he's from
Yeah, he's
Philly.
local.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Mainline or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ardmore or some shit.
I'm throwing out a disclaimer. I actually lost 3 pages of the notebook
What the?
How do you lose a page in a
Like,
notebook?
what happened to that?
because
Why do you
it's
have
a
a
spiral and it
notebook?
got ripped out
By who or where?
from wear and tear.
Stupid cats.
And I don't know where they are. They're probably at home somewhere. I didn't come directly from home to here.
Vin,
So if
wear
I
and tear
on the
took
bus.
you out.
so if I repeat something, just let me know.
There's a lost and found at SEPTA. I think you need to go.
Pablo. That
lost
was,
the
that was
list
pretty good.
It's just random things.
White pages with blue lines on them.
Pablo, the color blue. No, Pablo, Jethro Tull.
Can't name one song.
Stallone.
Jazz flutist with fairies.
I like that. Pazzy.
Elves.
Gavin.
Super Mark.
I knew you would
He
be.
loves them.
Love the tall.
Gavin also loves Renaissance fairs.
That's
What was the one? What was the one? What was the one?
I'll
there's more
fucking
than
name
one.
off.
Sitting on a park bench.
What was the name of the record?
Aqualung.
That's it.
Dika, dika, dika.
Yeah.
Greasy finger. All right.
Remember when
Prague
Howard
Flute.
got stuck on it?
Yeah.
Artie is a fatso.
Pablo, Chevy Chase.
Fletcher's Classic.
Yes.
Pratfall's Classic.
Stallone, Chevy Chase.
Ad lib scene with Bill Murray, Caddyshack.
You already used that one before, asshole.
What?
Yeah, but it was under Caddyshack, so he's okay.
Yeah, but he gets to shoot on
I
you.
make
I'm
the
shooting on
rules.
him.
What did I say?
roll the nickels.
What did I say?
You use that same answer on Caddyshack.
So?
Now you're using it on Chevy Chase.
It's not an answer.
When Bill Murray comes around, are you going to use it again for the third time?
That's what
When
comes to
Bill
mind.
Murray comes
Yo!
around, they'll correct you.
Shut the fuck up. Pazzy, Chevy Chase.
I live line in Caddyshack.
Let's all just take Stallone's
His
answer.
talk show
Oh!
was brilliant.
Well done, sir. Well done.
And I'm not being facetious.
I'm not
don't say I
clapping
did-
facetiously.
Don't say I did more than I said his talk show.
Oh, I didn't even count.
His talk show, one word or two?
Yeah, one word.
His talk show was brilliant. 6 weeks fired.
How many millions did he get for that?
17 or something.
Tell you what, it was better than Magic's.
Cookie on my show. Remember?
Gavin,
Oh.
Chevy Chase.
I still have heat from Stern.
Whoa.
As do I.
They squashed it.
I don't care. I didn't.
Me either.
Janie, get off the phone. Get off the phone,
Janie,
Janie.
get off the phone.
Guy's got a brain like a neck timer.
Cocksucker, man.
Yeah.
He is a prick.
Fuck him.
him.
But that's his bit.
Fuck him.
I mean, I'm not riding with what they said, but he's a cock.
Yeah. But I will say, you using the whole hand, Doc?
Nah.
All right. Pablo, the guilty remnant.
The main chick was heavy.
Stallone.
I got to ditto that. That's all I got.
Pazzy, the guilty remnant.
That show ruined my head.
Gavin.
Brilliant gimmick, white outfits, smoking.
I have a million things to say on that, but I think the top one is needs to be a band name. The Guilty Remnant.
That might be the name of the gimmick, man.
I'm thinking you Google it and find 7 bands named
Yeah,
after it.
at this point, what'll happen is it's too out there, and 98 people already have it.
It
as
would
a
have been
band
great
name.
before the series.
Right?
Pablo Kanye.
Oh, I can't say what I want to say.
No, you can.
He probably can.
Yeah.
No, I just, you know what? I just tucked my chain.
Yeah. Remember who it is.
Named his album after me.
Stallone.
Love his online magazine called Complex. Every fucking article, every fucking newsletter, sorry, this is a lot more, is about Kanye. It's like, I'm gonna fucking...
Pazzy.
To pretend like I care means I care. Just don't care.
Gavin.
50 Cent sunned him.
Yeah. Good deal. Good deal. Pablo, Ramona, Africa.
Brilliantly crazy. Move was no joke.
Okay. Stallone.
Heavy biz.
Yeah.
Pazzy.
I still rock with everybody from Move. I know I'm limited to 5 words,
Meh.
but
I'm feeling liberal.
Ramona
tonight.
Africa and John Africa. It could have been more properly handled,
Absolutely.
but I'm with it.
OG, your close personal friend, Ramona Africa.
Super nice. She's about 4'2" and is one of the heaviest people I've ever been around.
Amen.
Yeah.
And was always super cool to me.
Oh, love it.
Like that. Pablo, Sean Penn.
Love them in milk.
Jeez.
That's all right. I don't hate
He was
that.
trying to get a papa that he killed.
Yeah. Stallone, Sean Penn.
Mr. Madonna.
Pazzy.
This is only because I only have 5 words. Brilliant douchebag.
Very well done. Gavin.
Marked for shooting at helicopters.
Okay.
Also,
Mine's going to be Mick O'Brien.
also,
Okay.
Well done.
Bad Boys.
Yes.
Mick
Yes.
That's Mick O'Brien.
Okay.
Pablo, Kenny Rogers.
Gotta know when to hold 'em.
When to hold him.
When to hold.
Know when to walk away. Stallone, Kenny Rogers.
Looks different now than I remember him looking then.
Plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Pazzy. Kenny Rogers.
Fried chicken.
Makes a mean bird.
Hey, Gavin.
Ruby, don't take your love to town.
Whoa!
Jesus, man.
That's heavy.
Fucking hell.
That beats me. I was going to say 6-pack. That beats me.
I mean, you're both a little bit touching the head. I mean, in my opinion.
Pablo. Children of the Corn.
Never saw it all the way through.
Yeah?
Me neither.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck are these guys joking?
No. Pazzy. Take
Malachi.
It. Thank you.
Yeah. That's what I
all
was
you
going
need
to
to
say.
All right, here's an easy one. Pablo, Black Sabbath.
What the fuck? He's supposed to send me 5 words.
First album cover, most terrifying.
Stallone.
Well done, sir.
He's getting good at this.
No, it's the haircut.
The do.
Next door neighbor's older brother hipped me. Freaked me the fuck out.
That's like 400 words.
Yeah, I
Pazzy,
know.
Black Sabbath.
Invented everything you listen to.
Yes. Gavin.
Also, like the Dio albums. Don't shoot on Dio, Sicko.
Sicko thinks that they're not, like, that's a whole
Like-
other show. He, like,
Don't even, Sicko.
All I'll say is first 4 albums changed my life.
first 5, first of all.
Yeah, I'll say 5. But 4 mainly.
Devil
And the-
Woman, look away.
Look out tonight!
No Cells RJD.
That's kind of funny because the next one I have on the list is Rollins.
Cause you're a liar.
Yeah, Stallone Rollins.
I don't believe that that's really Pablo's response. But,
It's what he chose.
Off the fly, yeah. I mean, if I had to sit down and
I
say,
mean, that's his effect on your life. His hit.
that's not what the game's about.
Yeah.
If I get up and slap the shit out of you, that's what the game's about. I'm joking.
The problem with that statement is, right?
I'm with you.
Scenario,
It's the
scenario
Fonz blow. He's gonna
Oh, right back.
Scenario 1, right?
Okay.
Somehow I'm going with my hands and I knock you out. Right? That's scenario
whoa,
1.
Whoa! Wait, how? I don't understand that scenario. You're not, though.
But if I am, that's scenario 1.
No, but that scenario is real.
Scenario 2, I size you up, and then I take an L, I take a fall because I'm like, I don't want you to look bad in front of your fans. I take a fall, but you and I both know that I took the fall. You know what I'm saying?
My
So
head is
it's
exploding.
never a win-win. It's never a win-win if you actually step up and come over here.
But both of them are your delusion.
Hey.
If I walk over there, I'll slap the ghost out you.
Oh, my God.
In both his scenarios, he wins.
Why are you even entertaining him?
I know. I just didn't listen to a word he said.
All right, all right,
I was
all
just
right.
waiting to say,
So,
hey.
ask me again. Ask me again, Sicko.
Should I?
Go.
Rollins.
Saw him 7 times.
Stallone, did you answer?
No.
Rollins.
Does TV show not about music?
Pazzy.
Question mark?
Seinfeld?
Question mark?
Seinfeld quote?
What is it?
See?
What's this all about?
What's the deal?
What's the deal with Henry Rollins?
Who are these people?
People.
Pazzy, Rollins.
My war.
Nice. Gavin?
Gun in Mouth Blues.
Oh, beautiful.
Not mad.
I'm just going to say total mark for everything he's done.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything?
Even the stuff I don't like.
Even the TV show?
Pablo.
Even the stuff I don't
Ministry.
like.
Yeah.
What?
He gets a pass from me. Even on his bad stuff.
There's people that get a pass.
Gap
on it.
ads, whatever. I don't care.
I don't care about that shit. I care about the funk bass playing.
Don't care.
Yeah, that
More
was
time.
ridiculous.
awfulness that
was
he
Don't care about
did.
Sons of Anarchy. Give him a pass.
He was
Don't-
awesome in that.
I mean, I never watched the show, so I don't even know. Pablo Ministry.
Stigmata, very influential album.
That's not the name of the
There's
record,
no
but-
album named
What's the
Stigmata.
second album called?
Well, that would be like
that
their
was
You're
mine.
thinking of
First
Land of Rape and
First
Honey.
one is Land of Rape and Honey. Second one is
Okay,
the...
that's
Mine
like
is a
their
terrible
third,
thing
fourth,
to
maybe even
taste.
fifth album.
He's
You know
talking
the one I'm
about the
talking about, the one everybody
yeah.
likes.
Mine is
Land of Rape
terrible
thing to taste.
Yeah.
Give me that one.
Jesus.
For 200, Don.
Okay.
Don.
Don Fleming, original host of Jeopardy. He
Jesus.
wins.
He didn't know that.
He didn't know that. You just gave him that.
You got to help the kid out sometimes.
Moving along.
Don. he
Stallone,
said.
Ministry?
Really like the Ministry. Spent more time dancing in clubs to Ministry than I want to admit.
473 words.
I'll say for
Pazzy.
that answer.
He thinks he's Pazzy.
Thieves and liars.
Nice. Gavin?
Jackie's a supermarket.
I know. We talked all about it today.
I don't
My
give a
answer is
fuck.
heard it in the shop all day.
I mean,
I can add on to it. Ian McKay.
I like that Palehead thing.
I do.
That's just
I like
all
that
right.
I like
too.
both of them.
The first couple Lard records, into.
Yeah.
The power
Fort Boy!
Lord.
Fort Boy!
I'm all right with all that.
Yeah. Pablo, Cream.
Oh.
All over my face.
See, man.
See?
Jesus.
I'm all right with that. That was all right. Good for you.
Soup.
Soft rock genius. Good songwriters.
Pazzy.
The smile. If anyone can see the smile on it, because
I know.
my hatred of Clapton. Hey, why would you force me to?
So I got to ask you, who's worse?
Yeah.
Nah, this will be an easy one. I know what you're gonna ask me before you even ask me.
All right.
You want me to tell you what you're gonna ask me?
Well, go ahead.
You won't admit it.
I will.
No, no. Intellectually, you won't be able to admit that I know what you're about to ask me.
Go ahead.
Who's worse, Cream or Zeppelin?
No, actually, I was going with putting him up against the champ.
Oh, I thought it was
guess-
gonna
Oh, that's not even.
Yeah, that I mean,
Oh, Clapton
Yeah.
come on.
against Ricky Ragman? No.
Okay.
Not for me.
Well, that's how we know
If
who's
the
worse.
whole room.
No,
I mean,
no. What
you
about
gotta-
Clapton versus Dio?
Yo, man. What
we
the
haven't
fuck
gotten
are you
there
talking
yet.
about, man?
Whoa.
Remember, we were saying that
First off, Dio.
Ragman.
Who said Dio was?
Right.
Sicko did.
Right. I don't like Dio's music, but it's not a who's worse situation. I don't hate Dio.
Yeah, this is just shit to bet.
Jesus Christ. Gavin, you want to add on Cream?
Clapton overrated, but
Hey-o.
like Cream.
But like.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that as much as I hate to. Pablo, Napalm Death.
Can't name one song.
Stallone.
yeah, can't remember.
Perfect Pazzy. Napalm Death.
Cell phone guy.
Napalm Death. Woo!
Wow. They got a fucking flare with it.
Okay. Gavin?
He marks a little. He better not.
They covered the Dead Kennedys.
Don't like them, but don't hate them. Pablo, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
I mark out for the Ballstones.
Stallone.
He should have a lot to say now.
Know them. Really good guys.
Pazzy.
From Tang Records when they were hip, hated the whole shit. To this day, from Tang to when they blew up, everybody that tells me about Diggy says he's the best guy ever. So
Gavin, the Boss Tones.
Like Dickie's voice more than them.
I'm mailing them. I'm not really for or against.
Couldn't fucking avoid them living in Boston for a little while.
that's why I said, get
Yeah.
ready.
Couldn't fucking avoid them. They were everywhere.
Pablo,
I don't
the
hold it against
suicidal
them.
tendencies.
Bands in their own town.
Well done.
Nice. Nice. Stallone, suicidal.
Repo Man soundtrack.
Okay. Pazzy.
You're really jamming me up because how much I like them. I mean,
That's the challenge of the game.
It is. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, love Mike Muir, White Boy Cholo, love Rocky, punk rock metal, skateboarders, everything you could throw at motherfuckers, man. Like they did it. They made metal hits. They made punk rock. The first three metal the first record is one of the greatest punk records ever, and then they made all dope metal records.
Gavin, the STs. You down with the Army?
First album, absolutely brilliant.
Got one word left.
I was pretty much going to say first album changed my life. It was one of the things that turned me from metal to anything but metal.
But that's why I said
I like other shit of theirs too.
Yeah.
we've had this
But I'm
convo.
trying to. I'm just
No,
trying
but we've
to-
had this convo. Remember, I played you joints. You're like, that's all right.
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
was
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that. Pablo, Howard Zinn.
The composer?
Stallone?
Yeah, loves gladiators.
Pazzy, take this one.
First non-fiction writer to change my life.
Well done.
I don't know.
Thank you, OG.
I'm aware that the guy exists. That's about as far as I go.
There's a difference between knowing and not knowing.
I thought you were saying like George Zip from like Airplane.
Okay, that one.
George Zip.
That one.
He thinks Howard
Wow.
Zinn is George.
Hey, I ain't mad at it though.
No, what I'm
Fuck,
saying
that was
is
awesome.
he's genius.
Absolutely.
I think his stupidity just morphed to genius.
Pablo, Diamond David Lee Roth. Come on. Woo. Come on. He's shining.
Wow.
Stallone, can you follow that?
No, absolutely not.
No one can.
Absolutely not. Kicks the shit out of fucking Van Hagar.
Has he?
I know sell them.
Okay. Fair enough.
Love the record. Fair warning.
Yes. Great album. I'm just going to say Dimebags in Central Park.
Yeah, when he got clipped.
Pablo
You think he
Nas.
would have a dude?
Right?
Right?
Illmatic of all time.
What do you say?
Nas. Nas is like,
I mean, what the fuck? Nas is Nas. Nas changed the game.
Pazzy.
I think in my head how brilliant he is and how much he let us down by his bad beat choices.
Gavin.
Reminds me of Vinny.
Okay. Pablo Hatebreed.
From that apartment we hung out at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
I know why you said it.
Oh, okay. As long as
honestly,
you know, that's all.
Jokes aside, I honestly was like touched a little bit. I was like, oh shit.
Aw.
See, now that
He just fucked it all up.
I was being absolutely sincere. Fuck you. Pablo.
How dare you?
Hatebreed.
Like the logo.
Stallone? Not allowed to look it up on your phone because you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You old ass man.
I mean, I know, but I don't know. I don't know enough.
Pazzy. Hatebreed.
Just a good guy, man. Good. Friend of mine, good guy.
Of course.
Gavin?
Like Josta's podcast
Okay.
quite a bit.
I'm neutral on Hatebreed.
VJ.
Pablo Carnivore.
Oh. Adolf Hitler, Jesus Christ.
Yes. Stallone.
Herbivore.
Pazzy.
Pete Steele, Paul Bearer.
I was going to say the same thing.
Okay. Anything
Not. I immediately thought of some story Paul
That
recently
Paulie-
posted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see that.
Paulie and Pete Steele go way back.
I imagine.
Yeah, so I give him a pass. The OG.
Still, second album. Love it. Still love it.
Everything carnivore, the typo stuff.
Yeah, I never
agree.
listened to that.
Love it.
I love the first Typo Negative record, the
Really?
first one. Yeah, I don't.
Bloody Kisses,
yeah,
I love that
no,
one.
I don't know
love that
anything
shit.
about that, but that first one they put out, I
Remember
bought
we would
because
zone
of
out to that, P.
Yeah, they covered
They did Neil Young.
Summer
did.
Breeze.
Yeah, I don't like any
Me
of
and
that.
P used
shit.
to. Me and P were like super Peter Steele marks.
Why? I'm not hip to that, but the first one they put out, I bought because of the Carnivore. Because I knew
Remember
that
when
he
I was reading the Peter Steele book and I was like, "Yo, I got to
Yeah.
like it's a heavy book. Like a lot of it is hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. I liked that first Type O Negative record.
Yeah, no,
And I would read the book.
Pablo, Game of Thrones.
Never. Oh, I take it back. Every time I watched gay sex.
What?
Stallone.
Oh, I hope this season doesn't fucking ruin it.
Pazzy.
I'd rather get smashed by a Mack truck than watch that show.
Ugh,
Gavin.
no sell.
Watched last two. Got wrapped up.
I'm going to say I'm with Pazzy.
Oh, really? Nobody here watches it?
I watched the last. I watched like the last three
I've never
episodes.
seen a minute of it.
The last three episodes of the last season I watched, and I got wrapped up. I wasn't having it until then.
It took me-
with the bitch with the super night at the.
Yes.
I was like, I'm in. I'm in.
I know.
Not interested.
I've been down since
Never
season
seen 1
2.
second of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it took me like 3 or 4 episodes. I was like, oh, fuck.
My
Yeah,
wife,
yeah,
God
yeah,
bless her, she loves it. Ugh,
Yeah, I
hate
fuck
that
it.
shit.
I love it.
Yeah.
Pablo, Bushwick Bill.
Oh, dead, homie. My mind's playing tricks on me.
Ah! Stallone.
Just fucking, I mean, part of a great group.
Pazzy. Speak on it.
Your girlfriend shoots your eye out. You go to the hospital and you tell them to take a picture of it, and that's the cover of your LP.
Not in the era of a cell phone where someone has it ready and can just snap a picture. Somebody had to take a camera and take a picture.
And if you don't believe that I'm telling you the truth, I've worked, and so is Stallone with the mix. I've worked with Scarface, and when I talked to Face about it, I said, "How real is that, dog?" And he said, "As real as it gets." Nah, I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
You stole my whole thing because I was going to talk about the album cover, but
why can't you?
no, I'm going to go with Gangster of Love.
Nice. Like that.
See, I like that too.
Yeah.
Pablo, Don Rickles.
Oh,
Top 3 all-time best comics.
I would have said the exact same thing. Stallone.
Yeah, I know you're number 1.
No, he's not my number 1.
All right.
But he's close.
I give him top 10.
Yeah. Pazzy.
what are you laughing? Because I called your friend a fat pig?
Ah!
And you're gonna be sucking sand in Kuwait?
Gavin.
Absolutely brilliant in Casino.
I was going to say Balloon Head.
Oh, these two
Takes him in the
balloon
back.
heads.
Mama Paz, super Don Rickles mark.
Oh, absolutely.
Like has weird stories of going with my pop to watch him in AC.
Oh, I was going to say, everybody that generation fucking
Yeah.
mark for him.
Yeah.
Pablo, Huey Lewis, and the News. That's for Josh Hurst.
You're being a little bit too loud.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I don't get that
That's his
reference.
line in Back to the Future. He's in Back to the Future. They snuck him in.
All right, then.
Stallone.
I need a new drug.
Fuck, I was going to say that.
Pazzy.
Good video.
Yes.
Gotta go back in time.
That's what I was going to do.
Gotta go back in time. Yeah, man. Yeah. Huey Lewis. Yeah. Gotta go back in time.
The best. That's the best.
Gav.
He claimed that the heart of rock and roll is still beating. And this motherfucker, like, I don't know what he was thinking about, but
Well
he ain't
done,
that,
sir.
pal. No heat, but yo. You ain't the MC5, motherfucker. Fuck you talking about?
Whoa.
I'm going to switch up the order. We're going this way now.
Yes.
OG.
Yo.
Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow. Fuck. I'll take an easy route and say greatest gimmick name ever.
Pazzy. Gorilla Monsoon.
Top 3 announcers of the biz ever.
Stallone.
He's got gimmicks.
He's Googling.
Yeah.
Pablo.
Wish he wrestled in my generation.
Nice. Gavin. Limp Biscuit.
Who's worse?
We have a challenge,
And
ladies
this
and
is
gentlemen.
okay. So we decided that we can have like preliminary bouts that don't challenge the championship of Ricky Rackman.
Ding, ding, ding,
Can
ding,
I
ding.
can I say something?
Please.
I'll put Fred Durst against Ricky. Rackman.
That's what I'm doing.
That's
That's
kinda
the
what I was
challenge.
thinking.
Fred Durst, Ricky Rackman, championship match.
Who's worse?
tonight? Who's worse around the room
You're saying for the title bout?
for the title?
For the world champion title?
Like back in the day, Harley Race didn't wrestle on every card, so it doesn't have to be fucking against Rackman every time.
Right.
But right now,
we
for
got
the belt, for the strap, championship
Main
match.
card.
Sicko, you're up. Who's
I'm a
worse?
first. I'm going to say Fred Durst.
Pablo,
It's Fred Durst all day, every day.
Stallone.
Honestly, I don't have to think about it. It's Fred Durst.
3.
Easy, Fred Durst.
4.
Me as well, Fred Durst. We have a new champion.
Never been ever a bigger dildo than Fred Durst.
Exactly.
New.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Champion.
we have a new world champion.
Well done, Fred Durst. You fucking did something with that pathetic existence of yours, pal. You became the champion of fucking jerk-offs.
Unbelievable.
All right. One more for you.
Me.
Full Metal Jacket.
What the fuck is that, man? That means you're about to like think about that.
I
don't know if I like where this is going. I'm a little worried.
Start over. I would rather watch Apocalypse Now.
I mean, I can't
I can't
Right.
get
argue
mad at
with
that statement.
I own the fucking, special edition shit, of course, but
Okay.
Pazzy, Full Metal Jacket.
I have to be so careful because how much I worship at the altar.
Absolutely.
A work of art.
Nice. Nicely done. Stallone,
fucks me up every time.
Professor.
Private Joker reminds of me.
Reminds you of what?
Of me.
Reminds
And
me.
I'm just going to
I
say,
was trying to say that.
what is your major malfunction, numb nuts? Ladies and gentlemen, so concludes another round of the word association game.
And somehow we have a new fucking Who's Worst champion. That was incredible. That was fucking heavy biz.
Ding, ding, ding,
I did
ding,
not
ding.
see that one coming.
Wow.
Windfall, is that what they call it?
Yes.
Sweeping, a sweeping windfall?
No, but you used it with conviction, so I'll allow.
I convict all right.
Yeah.
All right, so
I think that brings us to our favorite
My
new
favorite.
segment. I think we could, if we go around the room and we gun to your head, you had to choose. I think this is our favorite segment right now of the moment.
Pablo's Cheapo tip of the week.
No.
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 Oh, not that.
No.
Oh, then I know. It's
And then some heat.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly.
It's a good shit is what it is.
All right then.
I still don't
So
even know where we are. I don't write this shit down.
you need
Perhaps you should start.
Yeah,
I know.
you need a set list.
Not bad. My
so
intern is
I
didn't
guess
make it here.
what I've heard from fans is that this Dear Vin thing is going over.
Hey, I mean, I can't speak for the fans. I'm saying in this room,
It's the best.
it's the best.
I mean, all right.
Personally, it's my favorite. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's all your favorite because I got to deal with this bullshit.
That's why it's my favorite.
So basically, what's happening is we've done a little gimmick called Dear Vin. Now, this gimmick is I get hit up 4,000 times a day
At least.
by retards.
Pretty much.
Now,
You mean your fans?
stop that. No.
Okay.
No, real people deal with real things. this isn't what's happening here.
So we're making a special distinction.
I don't know what we're doing. I'm just saying, like, motherfuckers who can deal with other people properly. This is shit that I get that I'm baffled by. Dear Vin, so what? Were you in Bakersfield? Sitting right behind me, man? I felt kind of bummy when I saw you sitting behind me, though. Otherwise, I would have sparked conversation.
Yes!
I was homeless when you were out here, though, already for like a year or so. Wow. I was in no shape to talk music. Plus, it kind of caught me off guard. And I honestly didn't know what to say other than thank you for the cigarette.
Wow.
LOL.
What?
Now,
I have never been in Bakersfield ever in my life.
you've never, ever had a cigarette to give someone.
I've never had a cigarette to give someone.
What you should do is reply and say, yeah, man, I was going to say something about that.
Well, I'm replying now. I'm working them now.
This is his reply.
Dear Vin, number 2. If I had a rap lyric that I think you would suit you, would you even answer if you liked it? No. Number 3.
That was quick.
Hey, I'd like to invite you to my son's communion. Take a fucking walk.
And that's it? That's the whole message?
And you gotta bring a gift. Ain't doing that.
Wow.
Yo, that last one killed me.
Will they have the big ziti with the fire underneath gimmicks?
Sure.
The Sterno Johns?
Because we could go to that.
I'm saying if it's a free meal.
I like the ziti.
Dear Vin, your opinions and absurd views of history are grossly inaccurate.
Wow.
The Afrocentrist dialogue presented in your music are also deeply ignorant.
Not nearly as ignorant as the lack of a grasp on English grammar.
Yeah,
that this
All of
person
this
has.
misspelled.
Right.
Yeah.
My man, solid. And I'll wrap up Dear Vin with this. Dear Vin, hey man, please work on the hooks more.
Oh, he's giving you career advice.
I can't listen to the hooks anymore. NEMORE.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I'm at the gym bumping Righteous Kill and Fraudulent Cloth and can't handle 2 hook. They actually throw me right off after you have a verse. And ain't shit changed is the worst hook ever.
Wow.
Like, wake up, open my eyes thinking I'm the shit. That's not you, man.
Oh, he knows you.
me.
Okay.
Well, good. It's nice of him.
Ain't HSIT. I guess that means shit. HSIT.
Yo, don't ask me.
Ain't shit change is so strong and I can relate, but not with the hook. The words used in that hook are terrible compared to the track. Solid, man. Fuck your mother. That has been
My favorite.
Our favorite segment of them all.
Dear Vin.
Dear Vin.
Vinny, he gets the emails. He likes to read them to me over the phone.
Wow.
Oh, he gets
Like that?
letters. Lots of letters. Speaking of severe mental illness, I think that brings us to our other favorite part of the night.
I got this.
Pablo's
So
Cheapo.
I thought
Wait.
I thought we decided last week we weren't getting into this again.
So let's go back to
right.
Delaware, shall we?
Whoa,
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa.
We had
I
a
thought
meeting
we
on this.
decided
didn't we?
that we
Moratorium
were-
on this.
I thought we decided we were going to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah. I think Gavin spearheaded this campaign, but I think the rest of us are in
You don't want to
agreement.
save delicious money?
What we want to
that-
save is your soul.
Yeah.
We're now on a mission to get you out of this cheap mindset.
It's an intervention of sorts.
It kind of, yeah. We're putting you in cheapo rehab. You need to be rehabilitated.
Some of the things that some people are posting on Twitter and whatnot, I'm getting a little bit antsy about.
Because they're riding for me?
No, because
the soap, John? Bull.
No. That's not why. Because I feel like they're getting a little too comfortable with my man, and I think we need to take a break before I start shooting on some fucking marks who think that they can fucking cross certain lines.
There's that too. I just want to help our friend, man. I think he's in.
No, he's fucked up.
I mean,
like he's a fucked up dude, and I'm okay with that and all that. But like, I want to take a little bit of a break so that people can really appreciate the art that Pablo's giving them, as opposed to thinking that they can cross certain lines and Pablo becomes a punchline, because he ain't a fucking punchline unless we're
telling
punching.
the joke.
I'm doing the punching. This motherfucker.
See, this is
It's like
Fonz blow.
you're taking the ball home for a minute.
For a minute.
It's like,
let's
even just discussing the whole Pablo Cheapo, I need a break. Like,
I mean, his last gimmick online, y'all can see it with the little gimmick bars of soap.
Yo.
It was vile.
My question is, who uses that soap?
I do.
Me.
You use the fucking bars?
I feel that the gimmick you use is grotesque. Liquid soap is like
that?
oil.
Nah, man.
Yeah, man.
You use a bar in the shower?
Yes.
Yeah, so do I.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
happening?
You guys are gross.
I haven't used a bar in like
I like
You know
the bar
why?
soap.
Because you're gross. It feels like oil on your skin, and you never
use
feel
nothing,
clean.
right?
Not, huh?
you use it with like a
A gimmick. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are doing.
yeah.
See, I'm not going into a store and buying one of them poofs.
Oh
First of
no,
all.
I have poofs at the crib, but I ain't doing that.
I'm not.
How do you use the soap with the poof in a bar?
A washcloth.
I
old
don't.
school?
You don't use a washcloth.
I don't use washcloths either.
That's a white
what do
people
you do?
shit.
I wash my wang. I wash my bells. I do my whole gimmicks.
I do the washcloth gimmick.
And fuck a
'Cause I'm not an
washcloth.
animal.
I clean my whole gimmicks all up.
I clean my gimmicks as well.
Why I smell good all the time? Why I'm the best smelling motherfucker in the room?
You smell awesome.
I'm just saying.
Pablo gay, man. You already smell. You smell awesome.
Which is another reason why he needs to take a break. His brain is fried.
So we're just gonna hold off for a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little talk with Pablo, trying to help him out.
Why, there ain't no helping them, but I just
I
want,
mean, there's no fixing it.
I want the masses to really appreciate and rise up.
Absolutely.
And
I agree.
Really,
Rise up.
Absolutely.
really appreciate the genius that
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. That's a good
that
point. I hadn't
Fonz
considered
blow
that.
is.
Fonz blow.
Hey,
Oh.
Hey, Mrs. C.
Put a sock in it, Roy.
all right. So
Yeah,
Fine.
blow.
Wow.
So, well, listen. Here's the deal. Do we get do people write us off in, or how much of when we give the email address, right?
Yes.
How many people are retarded versus how many people are good? Like, because y'all deal good. Keep it 100. Keep it 100.
Some of them are bad, some of them are good, and then some of them they're like, yo, you should do a top 5 list. So some of them are actually like show ideas that could
Right,
make it into
right.
the mailbag because it's either something we're already about to talk about or
Not
something we could
interested.
potentially talk about. So
don't care.
We don't care.
We do.
We
what
already
do.
know what we're doing.
See,
We roll the nickels.
100%. Like, I think he's way off.
To go now, you keep it 100.
Like, I think there's
Well,
1%.
wait. Let's tip everybody. Like me and Vinny and Scott don't read the
Right,
emails.
right. Me and Pablo do.
Yes. So go ahead.
I feel, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying I disagree. 1% are good questions. 90% are just utter crap. 1% absolute batshit crazy because we've gotten
That is true.
We've gotten a couple of those, and she knows who she is. And then there's like a 2% jerk off quotient that feels that they need to write in and critique the show. You don't need to critique the show. We're rolling nickels. Suggestions, I appreciate it, but at the end of the day, we don't need help.
Yeah, a couple dudes told me and Gavin like what we should do.
Right,
Like,
right.
Look, man, let me tell you something about what
Right.
we're doing. God bless you for listening to us.
Absolutely. And God bless you for taking the time to write.
And we're all mentally ill.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how you would sit there, but when you start telling us where to go left or right,
Right.
that's when you get the goal slapped out of you.
And when you feel the need to critique the show, like,
Just move on.
right, if shit bothers you,
go on to the next podcast because
Right.
there's 10 million out there. That's
exactly.
That's my. It's not like 1970s radio where
Right.
there's 2 channels.
Right.
If you don't like what the fuck we saying, move on.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So,
Bye-bye.
But
bye-bye now.
blow.
Yes, sir.
With
What's
that
the
being
word,
said,
Papa?
We doing the mailbag?
I'm gonna give you a fucking a Roman soldier helmet.
As long as you soap up first, I'm good.
ow.
Fucking pop.
This one's we got pointed out we got nothing from Correct this week, so he must be fucking too busy.
Now I've heard
Well,
that he wrote mad emails. He
got
told me when I was with him that he sent them through.
I got nothing. You didn't see
I
anything,
didn't
right?
see anything new.
Okay, all right, but then
He's sent many before, but this past week.
Yeah, I mean,
2
if you're
weeks-
writing for the show, you got to write every week. This ain't no fucking.
Wow.
This ain't no
Okay.
party. This
Yeah,
ain't
but
no
Will's
disco.
busy being a hype man.
What do
you
you
ain't
do,
got time to
purge-
write into the
Alright,
show.
You purge the emails after every week. They just
It
get
goes
dumped.
somewhere. They don't get deleted, but they go somewhere.
They go somewhere.
They get organized. They get filed.
Sicko, file that
So here we
down.
go. First question for Sicko.
I don't mess with his filing.
For Sicko from Brandon. What book or article or whatever made you realize that you wanted to be a writer?
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
I say writer loosely.
Yeah, me too.
Hey.
Stop it.
I'll tell you what. My first earliest influences and what I thought I would be when I grew up come from Rolling Stone magazine. I always wanted to be like a rock journalist until I realized actually what it was, and then I had no interest in it. But that kind of and plus like that whole medium is dead anyway. By the time I got to the age of doing it for a living. But yeah, like not early Rolling Stone, early for me when I was younger.
Thank you. Next one for the OG. This is from
Stop encouraging it.
This is from Ghostface Thriller from Ontario.
Oh my.
He loves and appreciates the recommendations. He thinks that's an awesome part of the show.
Okay.
And I see that a lot. That we're definitely hipping people on stuff they would
Yeah.
have never come across.
Okay.
So we definitely keep that segment going. But for Jeff,
you know how to read, motherfucker, man.
fucking it all fucked up. Oh.
Hey.
Oh,
Hit it with hit it with your
okay,
fist.
so-
Hit it,
Fonzie
make it work.
Jukebox.
Okay, so last week you said something like this new thing, I'm not having it. And he's saying that needs to be a segment for you.
What I'm not having?
Yeah. Each week, and I'm sure you could come up with something that you're not having because you tend to have a bad day during the week.
OG's curmudgeon corner.
Nah, see that it makes it too gimmicky in the bad use of the word gimmick, and it's like if he ain't having something, he'll tell you.
He'll
ain't
tell
having
you.
it.
All right, that's the shit. You just took a L.
All right, for next one for OG from Eric Sanchez. I'm trying to pursue a career as a tattoo artist.
Did you put the accent on the last syllable?
Sanchez?
Sanchez.
Go on.
I'm trying to pursue a career as a tattoo artist, but don't know how to go about it. What advice can you give the people looking to make tattooing their career?
Okay, see that's a good question.
No, I'm not mad at that.
I'm with that.
And he kind of prefaced the rest of the thing by saying, like, he doesn't really know anybody in the industry. So he feels like a chump walking into a spot and saying, can I apprentice?
You absolutely have to start to get to know some people in the industry. However you need to do that, whether it's going and getting tattooed by someone. You go around asking for an apprenticeship, you're going to be told no.
So you got to kind of
no, not necessarily, but you got to start getting tattooed, hanging out at a shop, getting to know the business a little bit. It's similar to, you have to learn the trade kind of like you would if you were a plumber. It's a there's a certain amount of talent to it, but there's also a certain amount of skill that you have to learn. It's and you'll do a long apprenticeship and going cold like that. I really don't have any advice for you. You gotta kind of work your way into. First step is knowing some people. You absolutely have to. You go into these shops cold, they're gonna tell you absolutely not. It's a very, very difficult business to get into. Very difficult.
It seems like the type of thing where you have to know. You have to know people because it's not just about those things. It's also about
I just
can you
feel
be
like
in the
from
room
the-
with somebody like
Yeah,
that for
and
that long.
just from the little bit that he said in the email, it just sounds to me like he's just hasn't had a lot of exposure. Get that exposure however you can. Whether it's like I said, start going to find a shop that you like, start getting tattooed, start getting to know the people there, start getting to know the vibe of the business. I mean, it's very, very difficult to go from nothing.
Where's he from?
Doesn't say.
Okay, you said Canada or something.
No, that was the last due.
Okay, because there's bound to be a shop somewhere around him. You know, there's shops everywhere now.
Yeah, and if not, you got to move to where it's hip.
Yeah.
Last one for Paz and the crew. This is from Ian Tafoya. He says, I'm looking for some new blues artists to listen to. Any recommendations?
Blues?
New?
Yeah,
what do you
like-
mean by new?
Like
Something
new
that-
artists? Or
there's no such thing.
Yeah.
If you're talking new to you, we could rattle off shit all day, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that's what he's probably meaning.
Anything that was on Chess Records is absolutely brilliant. Every fucking single note that Chess put out is
Start with the
brilliant.
well-known names: Muddy Waters, Robert Johnson, and work your way back from that to the more obscure stuff. I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Chess reissued a lot of stuff in late 90s and remastered a lot of stuff and put out compilations of different people. So it would be like almost like a greatest hits with like 30 songs on it remastered, and they did one for like Howlin' Wolf, and they did 2 volumes for Muddy Waters, and they did 2 or 3 for Chuck Berry, and they did, all that shit is an awesome starting point. And you can kind of go from there,
Just put in Drunken Hearted Man and go from there, B.
Yeah, nice. and then you want to get into some really fucking hard stuff. Then you go into the Robert Johnson and that earlier stuff. The Chess stuff is more from the late 40s and into the 50s, but you go back a little bit, that stuff's fucking hard as fuck.
Yeah.
all right, that's all I got this week for the bag.
Lot of mercy.
Bang, bang.
The mailbag. I like the P. Jiggy do the mailbag. But I don't know. We'll take a quick break and then we'll end the show.
We gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we'll bring you some
We'll be
recommendations.
back in like 2 minutes.
This is Miss Maddie, and you're listening to my Uncle Vinnie Paz in the Broad Street Breakdown.
That was good stuff. I'm gonna say that's the best drop we've got.
Might be the best drop.
By
we've
far.
I agree.
Yeah.
By far.
Yes.
Well, Miss Maddie, that's my little baby. So that's the best.
We're rolling.
We're rolling. We're back. We're back like we never left. I guess we're ending this real quick. We're going to do the recommendations and then wrap shit up. So I'm going to throw it to the OG. If you're ready.
I'm ready.
If you're not ready, I'll go.
I'm ready.
He ready?
I have a weird one this week.
Yes.
It's just a song.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to whatever. Just go listen to it. It's by a woman named Nico Case.
Yeah.
It's called Hold On, Hold On. Go listen to it. That's it. I'm obsessed with this song right now for some reason. I don't know why.
Indeed. Say it again because I'm going to peep it.
Nico Case, Hold On, Hold On.
All right, I'm checking it
Is
tonight.
it first record? Second?
Nah, it's later, I think.
Okay.
I easily listened to this 50 times in the last 2 days.
All right, bet. I'm
And,
riding.
like,
I'm going home
on a
riding. I'm
fucking-
driving.
I don't know what. I'm obsessed with this song right now.
NICO.
NEKO.
Yeah.
Completely off.
Me too. The Sicko.
My turn. Mine's a book by one of my favorite authors, and I know P. Jiggy will back me up on this. It's called Wing, Shoes, and a Shield. It's the collected stories of Don Bahama.
Like the Don.
Yeah, we saw Don do a spoken word thing. Don he's been around forever. He's really only got two books, sort of like short stories. This particular book combines both, into one book, and it's some of the most powerful writing I've ever read in my entire life.
Whoa.
Don got a little bit of shine in the 90s when Rollins was really kind of blowing up, and he had 21361 publications. He put out his book, The Boy in the Air, which is incredible. I saw him read from it, and it really galvanized me. It's
Galvanized.
Thank you.
Galvanized.
I was waiting for that. His life story is he's like my parents' generation age. He grew up.
I'm not sure that was the proper use of the word.
Galvanized?
I'm going to whoa
It was
on your
absolutely the proper.
It galvanized you?
Yes, it did.
I wouldn't,
Look it up.
Scott. I wouldn't.
I
Look it
don't
up.
know. I don't
Look
think
it up.
I mean,
Look it up.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm going to
Anyway,
interrupt.
Don came up, he was like 18, 19 years old when men of that age were getting drafted into Vietnam. He grew up mostly on army bases, but he's kind of centered in very central California, very close to Mexico, and he used to run drugs. Mostly for the thrill of it. Like, that's how crazy. He was insane. He was a big, powerful dude. Didn't give a fuck. There's stories of him like fighting off like 12 cops at the border, smuggling all kinds of dope and grass and reds and all that shit.
grass, he says.
Because
said it.
that's the lingo of the time.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Barbiturates.
He's got this amazing writing style. And one of the reasons why I like him, and guys like him, writers like him, say like Bukowski, they're these kind of guys who are kind of ham-handed when they write, but yet they find this inner beauty in the way they describe like really fucked up, depressing scenes. So it's basically it's autobiographical short stories. There's kind of no real coherent beginning and end. You just read these little vignettes and you realize it's about his life. It's great stuff. Don Bahema, you spell his last name Bajema. Look it up. It's a great read.
Knowledge. P. Jiggy.
So
what's
this
the
one
word
is
there?
one of those ones that's we overlook because it's so ingrained in our psyche.
Sure.
This is a sitcom. It's called The Young Ones.
Darling, we're the young
course.
ones.
So everyone,
Don't be
you know,
afraid.
That's a good one because it's over enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
greatest shows ever made.
so for
There's
people
a song to be sung, cause we may not be the young ones very long.
this is a British sitcom.
Hands up, who likes me?
82 to 84, 2 6-part series, was on BBC Two. Basically, it's about a bunch of college students, and they're all different. One's a hippie, one's a straight, one's a punk rock metal dude, one's a, what would you call Rick?
A prick.
A prick, eccentric prick, anarchist.
He's that know-it-all, hippie,
Yeah.
punky, save the world, people's poet guy.
Let's say, Rick, the people's poet is dead.
The people's poet is dead.
You will hear us-
Can you kill yourself on laxative pills.
You
Pollution.
will hear
Are
us
you coming
quote
to my
this
town?
series
All
almost
the
every
time.
episode. So if you want to know what's up, you got to get the Young Ones. They came to the U.S. in '85 by MTV, and that's
Yeah.
where we first saw them.
Right.
And they were the first punk rock sitcom, and they continue to be the only punk rock sitcom for years of any kind of
Agreed.
subculture TV, just
And
insanity
Motorhead.
And the damned.
and madness.
Wow.
And
All,
madness.
all played because
Yeah.
they would get more money for the show if they had musical acts.
Yep.
So they forced people to come on, and then I guess they pocket the money. Got a little bit.
Dexy's Midnight Runners.
The Damned. Yeah. So awesome. So fucking check out The Young Ones. It may be a little dated for the young kids, but it's fucking chock full of fucking
It's excellent
comedy.
British
I'm
humor.
with P. Jiggy.
Only
That's mine.
pop music can save us.
Stallone.
I like it. Yeah, my recommendation might be in the obvious category to some, but I just got to put it over because it's fucking taken over my viewing life. It's the channel Viceland, and it's Shane Smith's just entertainment channel arm of the whole Vice network and the whole
Yes, sir.
everything on this channel. First of all, looks beautiful. Second of all, it's politically or subculturally relevant. It's fucking it's incredible.
The 2 episodes from Jamaica.
Yeah, there's Noisy, which is one of their things. I just saw the one on Detroit. Fucking
I saw
the one on Detroit has all the fucking
The one
mixes
with
that
Chicago
I did
with
on
Chief-
Danny's record.
Yeah,
like $25, and I'm like, yeah, and they show the video a ton of times. But then
That's
there's
great.
the one in Jamaica, which is super dope. Then there's what's her name? Ellen Page, is that her name? Ellen Page?
Gaycation.
Gaycation. It's just mind blowing. Then and There's Weedakit. There's some other things. Balls Deep is fucking...
That dude, that nerdy dude, Thomas, I love that guy.
I love him. He's so fucking great. And then there's one other show on this channel that is a little, maybe, not so... It wouldn't be controversial in any other place, except here, I got to put it over. I'm putting it over. Big time. Fuck, that's delicious. Because my man has cracks me the fuck up. I love him as a fucking personality. Yes, I'm talking about Bronson. I can't get away from it. I can't stop watching it. I know you're no-selling me, but I don't care. I'm going to bat
Mayhem
for my
Loren,
man.
that's my man.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of
And
people
Mayhem,
say that's the show.
I got to tell you, man, I have gained a whole new world of appreciation for my man Bronson. And
Indeed.
that's all I got to say. Viceland, check it out. That's me.
Cool. My recommendation is a little bit off. I think you have to really dig for this. I don't even know that it's on YouTube. What's that other gimmick that people upload things to?
Vimeo?
Yeah, Vimeo.
Yes, I think that might be where you have to find this. For everybody who knows, I won't use the word old school because that's Cold Crush in them, but anyone who knows Eric B. and Ra, Organized Confusion, all those brothers, you'll hear them talk about a brother named Paul C. Paul C. Was a guy named Paul McCasty. He was a white dude that was in the middle of hip hop when it was unheard of to be in the middle of hip hop when you were a white guy. So there's this thing floating around called Memories of Paul C. I'm not sure if you'll find it. I've watched it. It brought tears to my eyes.
Wait. How did you find it?
Someone gave it to me on a thumb drive.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I had never heard of it.
Yeah, he was 24 years old when he got killed, and he was in the middle of breaking up a fight. Large Professor, everybody knows Large Professor. His production name is Paul C. After Paul, but it's CSEA.
Paul, his company, his
Correct.
company. Yeah, okay.
Correct. If you look at the back of Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em by Eric and Ra, there's a picture of Paul C.
Wow. I didn't know.
When I was on tour with Pharaoh Monch, Organized Confusion, he broke down how ill Paul C was. So essentially, this is a glimpse into this kid's life. You know what I mean? I'm not sure.
Do they have like enough?
Mad people are interviewed.
That's
man.
dope. That's dope. That's what I'm saying. Like they have a lot of actual interviews and people with firsthand experience, of course.
Yeah, I mean, there's people in there like it's black dudes from the 80s that were like, Paul C was the illest. He played in a huge part, like Mikey D, Super Lover C, Casanova Rudd, Main Source, Large Pro, Organized Confusion, Ultramagnetic. Like all these dudes will talk to you, like Kool Keith will tell you about.
He did shit on Ultramax?
He worked with Said G.
Oh, Jesus, wow. That's so fucking crazy.
So he mastered a craft. He taught all these dudes how to make beats. So, excuse me.
It's a name you don't hear that often. It's so funny.
No, Memories of Paul C. McCasty. Like, please learn the game, man. Because Paul C., again, it chokes me up hearing that. If you look at the back of Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em, if you talk to Large Professor be like, yo, the guy who taught me how to make beats
That's insane.
was Paul C.
That's an insane statement.
I like that.
Now, when I was on tour with Pharaoh Monch, we would have a couple drinks backstage, and I was like, yo, tell me a little bit about Paul C, and he would get choked up. So, Paul C was like, I'm not going to say pre-Beastie Boys, because that's not the truth, but he did hard body rap records before anyone was aware.
Crazy.
If that makes any sense. He taught all these dudes how to program hard records. He produced if you listen to the Mikey D and the Posse record, that is a long lost record. He produced the whole shit. He was trying to break up a fight and got killed in the hood.
That's the kind of 24 he was?
Yes. Wow. He was 24. Anyone who wants to hit me up and ask about Paul C, hit me up because I gladly talk about him. Other shit, I'm not really interested in talking to anybody about anything. But if you want to talk to me about Paul C, I'll break you down. But Large Professor named his production company after Paul C. Eric B. and Ra put his picture on the back of Let the Rhythm Hit Him.
That's pretty heavy.
If Eric B. and Rob put you on some shit, you was on some shit. So Memories of Paul C, it's around somewhere. Like, I don't know if it was ever officially released.
I'm sure one of our gimmick gangers can dig it up or at least point in the right direction.
If you want to learn and understand late 80s, early 90s hip hop and the fact that there was a nerdy white boy who taught everyone how to do it.
That's
man,
right.
Paul C, Paul McCasty, rest in peace. Prince, rest in peace. Chyna, rest in peace.
And yo, stop fucking dying, man. Like all my heroes are dying. It's like it's not funny anymore.
So, Sicko, put over all our gimmicks.
Yeah, you know the deal. Get at us. We're on iTunes. We're on the YouTube. We're on Google Play. We're on a million different platforms. Go to iTunes. Do us the favor. We bring you this show at no cost. Take a minute, write a good review. Not on our webpage. Write it on the iTunes webpage. Big help for us. Get at us. You know the email address. You got questions for the crew. Interesting questions. We're not interested in your critiques of the show. If you like it, cool. If you ride with us,
keep it moving.
But if you generally want to know stuff about us, about the show, about us as people, what we do, the address is info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. Hit us up.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Take us home, Scott.
Yo, thanks again for listening. This has been the Broad Street Breakdown, and we're out.
Peace.
Yeah.